power, and sex. That's what this case is about. It didn't matter what obstacles she had to remove to get what she wanted. And if it was a person, it didn't matter who. All I want is money, power, and I think I'm money, power. All I want is money, power, and I think I'm Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty. Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
They got the bitch. Hell yeah.
Well, hello, people. Hello, everybody. Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday day, evening, something? How's it going? I never hear y'all. I wish I could. I wish it would just be one big Zoom call, except StreamYard. StreamYard's a little bit easier. Zoom is for the fancy people. I'm not one of the fancy people. And I'm proud. So today we are going to let out a little aggression. Why not? It's built up, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say that it is built up right now? We need to unwind a little bit. So I'm going to bring up JennLu is her name. JennLu. not to be confused with my friend Jen, our friend Jen from True Crime Unveiled, but this is JennLu, and she is from the Ward Case Studies channel, and she has a long list of roastings on all kinds of people, but she really is about this ilk, you know. So I'm going to bring her up now, and let me put the right layout on. Oh, where's she at? Where you at? Huh. I hear
Well, I'm
you.
here,
Oh,
but
you're
you gotta fix the layout.
I did. I gotta go to settings and put it to where I did. Okay, hold on. Audio avatars. There we go. And wow, we got to get out of everybody's laps. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate
It's not that kind of party yet, Crusha. Slow down.
No. Here we go. Also, good start, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Like yes, last night before I'm gonna say hung up, but we were backstage, just getting to know one another, right? And I was like, okay, before we go, you know, what do I need to have pulled up? And she's like, just let it rip. That way I don't have time to think about it. And I was like, me too. Same.
Yeah, it's just better that way. I'm better when it's just off the cuff.
Yeah. And some days it's better, right? And
yeah.
then some days you can find where you're like, well, this. It's like you can go back over it and find all new, more material.
Right, exactly.
So they are sucky people. They suck.
Yeah.
She's convicted. She's 153745. I think is her. I think I've already memorized it.
Oh wow.
And that's who she is, and that's who she always was, and that's who she'll always be. Cheers.
Yep.
So I figured we'd start with. Well, let me go grab it. Let me make sure I have the right layout. And then I gotta ditch that one there. I know. Let's see.
Okay.
I want out of here. What the heck?
So click stop sharing.
There we go. I thought
There
I
you
had
go.
them lined up. I did
Or like
have them
that.
lined up. Oh, here we go. I got to show the right tab. So I figured we'd go with this little number right here.
Okay.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Okie dokie.
Let's see. Come on. I wanted to. Oh my God. Just be normal. I don't want it to be in here. I want it to be big.
Okay. All right.
Let's
Hold on.
see.
Let me see. Slow down a little. Slow your mouse down a little bit.
I don't know.
Go down. Let's see.
Oh.
Old. My.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Bam. Expand.
Right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Expand.
Ooh.
And then there you go.
Okay. This is one I'd put together a while back. So just
Okay.
tell me when to stop.
Okay.
And you know, it's this might not be the right one either. So
My brother Alex is the talented one in our family, and you're a.
that's a loaded statement right there.
I mean, what? I mean, I don't. How do you define talent?
Right. What the hell is talent? If that's talent, I don't know what real talent is. Then
I might pass. I don't want talent if that's talent.
Hard pass. Hard no.
Right. I don't even want to be in the line. Just skip right the hell over me. Just keep going. Keep driving that bus down the road. Don't stop here. I don't need it. No, thank you. No.
It's a short bus. You know it is. No pun intended to anybody, but you know, we got to
I'm sure they've got really, cool music and everything, but I'm gonna pass.
Oh my God.
About to hear why. Okay, are you ready? So I told you he's all about cartoons, TVs, and movies.
That right there is really.
Okay, look, I like cartoons, TVs, and movies as well. So now I'm getting a little freaked out.
You're chosen. You are chosen.
Oh gosh.
Of all your talents. Boy, and they all about talents too.
Yes,
That's
yes, indeed.
I'm just gonna rattle off.
And 2 of these things fell out of that vagina. I said it. 2 murderers fell out of one vagina. That's all I'm saying. I know that was a little harsh, but damn.
Yikes on bikes.
I don't know. I'd sew it up.
off something random things, and you're going to hear the impression and then the actual lines from the movie. Are you ready?
Okay.
Alex, are you ready? I think so. All right, let me face this over to Al. All
Alex stays ready.
right.
Yeah,
Give me
Alex is
Bugs
always at
Bunny
the
and
ready.
Little Red
Yeah, until he's dead. Then he's not ready.
Right.
Riding Hood from Saturday morning cartoons.
That's pretty funny.
Oh
my God, Quinn.
He's still in the factory because he doesn't know it's on.
I think I just like.
Who's he supposed to be being?
I don't even know. He sounds like my grandma.
Bugs Bunny and somebody else, and that damn sure ain't Bugs Bunny. So I'm guessing that's supposed to be the somebody else. I'm not sure. I'm
I
confused.
guess. I forgot. It's making me forget Saturday morning cartoons.
Well,
when I was a
that ain't on no Saturday morning cartoons I ever watched.
All right. Well, they did have the whole Saturday's Warrior for the Mormon bunch.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wish I was watching different cartoons. I was busy
Well,
watching.
But it's
You know,
important that we know this because Chad's pickup line, his I think we met in a pre-existence, that came from Saturday's Warrior, which was a Mormon-based
Oh my God.
program, if you will.
We can't
So-
forget about the line from Harry Potter either.
I
He
never
was
watched
living
Harry
under the
Potter.
stairs. Oh yeah, he lived in the. He feels like his whole life was living in like Harry Potter with.
Yeah,
With the
yeah,
Dudleys is what he said, which is not the right name. It's the
That's
Dursleys, but he lives in the cabinet underneath the stairs. Well, you living in a cell now.
right.
So
Right.
things have clearly improved drastically for you, Chad.
Pri-
You're
prison
on the
pocket.
come up, man.
Prison.
You
pop.
you drinking prison pop, making prison pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. He's a winner or not.
He sure is a winner.
And then
Yeah, what's in the basket, gorgeous? I'm taking this bunny rabbit for my grandma. Ta-ha, see? It's got a nice pair of stems for a rabbit. Yeah, it's got a cute face too, see?
I just don't understand this one here. I just
Yeah,
really
I just
it's a
don't.
hard one to read.
I don't find it to be funny. And listen,
Oh.
I'm usually, it's not that difficult to make me laugh, but this is
Mm.
not, I don't know. It's kind of creepy
We'll
and kind
skip.
of,
We'll skip
weird.
through.
yeah, he's
Alex.
kind of weirding me out. They're way too hyped too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like calm down a little bit. Oh, are you going to get to the Melanie? Oh, here we go. This is my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Dun, dun,
Here we
dun.
go.
What's gonna work?
What's gonna work? Teamwork. What's gonna work?
What the-
Teamwork. We're on our way. Save the baby.
Oh my god! Just right there.
Bruh.
That's all I'm
Melanie.
saying. I hope that ass is ready for the hell it's about to catch. Go. your turn.
Oh, Melanie, I hope they don't play this video for the girls in the clink because they're going to give you a rough time of it, ma'am.
Rest of the day.
Just for this
We're not
alone.
too big and we're not too tough. But when
Probably
we work
don't want to
together,
tell
we
people
got
you're
the
not
right
tough
stuff.
where you're going. You're going to, you might not want to do that, ma'am. You might want to
Go
act tough.
Wonderball. Yay!
Here's my favorite. I think this might be her brother. So let's not slam him.
No, but
But-
I need to know, why are they so freaking hyper? What are they
I wanna
on?
know
Because they're
what's
not
in them.
allowed caffeine. So it can't be energy drinks and it can't be 5-hour energy because 5-hour energy has caffeine in it too. So what are
But
what
they
are
still
they
drink
ta-
them. Okay, well,
what are
this
they-
is what I found. There's even a stipulation around the hot. It's the hot cold factor.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Hot
So if it's
brews
hot, it's
Satan.
fine.
It's no, if it's
Oh.
hot, it's Satan. If it's not,
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah,
I
hot,
see.
cold,
I
caffeine.
see.
yet they own stock in Coca-Cola at one point. Just saying.
Okay.
I want to know what you're saying. I mean, so high tech all the time.
Okay, so I see she's a fan of Tybo. I worked out to that VHS tape a couple times myself, Melanie. So I can't knock you, but girl, okay.
You
You got that big ass room, right? This is a very dangerous setup. Like, did you not watch the movie Step Brothers? You see how they had to move stuff around so there would be plenty of room for activities? This looks like a freaking accident waiting to happen, Melanie. This doesn't scream responsible adult to me, ma'am. It really doesn't.
Oh god. Uppercut. That's what Arizona gonna deliver.
Yeah, you're about to learn all about an uppercut.
Oh God, man, how it bothers me that she's walking free among us with her children. It bothers
Yeah,
me.
that's a scary thought. I'm not even gonna lie. I do feel like the Melanies should be next.
The Melanies should be next.
They all, yes.
Oh my God, look at that.
I'm not actually sure what move that does or what part of the body that's to strengthen.
Oh, what the hell was that? Did you
They're
see
pushing away Satan.
that? Go away. What's her face? That's not her face.
Get behind me, Satan.
Good.
Get behind me, Satan.
Oh my God. What the hell? That was a weird jumping down. That was a weird jumping back.
Yeah. What it?
Whatever. Let me turn it down just a bit.
Oh, they're pushing Satan behind them with one hand. Oh, look at that. The power of Christ compels you.
Holy Spirit.
They're working on
activate.
Satan tacos. That's right. Curl them Satan tacos. Mm-hmm.
That's good. I don't care who you are. That's
Make
good.
sure you hold your core in. That's important. It's important. You can't be nothing without a strong core.
I want to do the curl, the Satan curl again.
Satan tacos.
She's like, no, this is how you do it.
Yeah, let me show you how it's done.
Makes no freaking sense. Look at that.
I don't know what that move is supposed to be.
The hot stepper.
Legs for Jesus.
Legs for Jesus.
Don't skip leg day, bruh.
Oh
Never
my
skip leg day.
God.
I don't even know what that is.
This, I feel bad for her. I think it's her brother. Half brothers. I mean, she's a beast, right?
Damn, Melanie.
Right? I feel
That's
bad for-
assault in all 50 states, ma'am. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what you say. That is assault in all 50 states.
all 50 states.
Now, I've raised 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. The boys are older than the girls. I had 2 boys and then I had 2 girls. And I can tell you right now, they never played like this. And I'll tell you another thing. They would have never played like this in my damn office.
I mean, she like knocked off his glasses.
And like chunked him. She just chunked him, threw him to the ground. It's all them curls,
Bam.
curling Satan tacos.
God. Literally. What the heck? Right?
This is so
Sound like a damn
confusing.
chipmunk. I know. It is.
I mean, why are we recording an
I don't
assault?
know. So we could play it many years later
Yeah, like what
and
the
roast her ass.
yeah, thanks for that, Melanie.
Oh yeah, this here we go. She ruins
Who
one of
is
my
she
favorite
talking
songs.
to?
She's quoting a movie. You know, I don't know
What
what
movie,
it is.
though?
Just like Audrey Baratero did, in my opinion. She was like, "You think the world's all unicorn and rainbows?" And I'm like, "That comes from a movie."
That does come from a movie, but I can't remember what it is.
And if
This one
anybody
I
knows,
can't remember either.
this one I don't know. Oh, I'm backing up the volume here. Let me.
Now the
get-
song I know, which she also
Wanna Know
ruined.
What
Thanks
Love
a
Is.
lot, Melanie. Yeah.
Yonch. After her assault, then we'll go.
Right.
Let's see.
There
I'll
she
turn it up.
goes.
Jenny, I just want you to know it's real hard without you, and I miss you all the time, and you're not ever here in my arms with me. I miss spooning with you when we get naked.
I wonder if they teach naked in, their seminary classes.
Wonder, yeah, where'd you learn about spooning and shit, Melanie?
Right.
Melanie BP.
Yeah.
Jenny, I just want you to know it's real hard without you, and I miss you all the time, and you're not ever here in my arms with me. I miss spooning with you when we get naked and get physical with each other and buy each other new panties. I miss all that, and you're not here to do that anymore, and it's real hard on me. It's real hard. I just cry myself to sleep all the time. So
I'm going to tell you right now, this movie, whatever it is probably at least rated PG-13, and therefore she probably wasn't allowed to see it. So I'd love to know how she did see it in order to be able to break it. You're breaking the rules, Melanie, aren't you, you little rebel? Look at you. You're really branching out.
16, 17, she looked here, maybe. I'm guessing.
I don't know. To me, she looks like she can drink. So 21, 22.
Oh, damn. Yeah, look at her eyeliner. Looked like she had a long night before.
Now listen, Kresha, don't be that person. Yesterday's eyeliner can be today's smoky eye if you just believe in yourself.
I was like, yeah, just a little bit of this, just a little bit of this.
That's right. It's yesterday's eyeliner can be today's smoky eye. All you got to do is believe, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
Don't let the walk of shame get you down. Turn that frown upside down.
I've done it so many times.
Love is.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Bum, bum, bum.
Not even on rhythm.
Show me. I want to know what love is. Need you to show
I got nothing.
Miss you so much, baby. One more thing for you.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, I miss you so much, baby.
July 9th, 2000. This is a surprise because I don't even know.
Yeah, I miss you so much, baby. Let me tell you what I'm finna do. I'm finna set you up to be unalived, number one. And then when I get caught, I'm going to go into that police station with our child and just trash the ever-loving shit out of you. I'm going to say everything that I can possibly think of that you have ever done ever. And I'm going to throw out some really slanderous accusations. I'm going to question all the things. But even more than that, I'm going to do it in front of our kid. Right. God, Melanie, you're a fucking peach.
She is. I don't even know how she is free. I don't know. I know that a lot of people want to know that we cannot wrap our minds around it. We cannot wrap our minds around it. I'm thinking
that it's they're waiting for Arizona. I think Arizona's going to end up getting her. I'm thinking that after everything in Idaho now and they unsealed Lori's indictment, I'm thinking the Melanies might be next. I really do. I don't think they have enough on them in Idaho, but I think they got enough on them in Arizona.
Right. I hope so. But that worries me about, I was telling you about Melanie Gibb, that Melanie Phibbs, I mean,
Melanie, she bangs. Mm-hmm.
She bangs. Yes. You gotta go. It reminds me of, who is it? Enrique Iglesias. Yes. I don't even know.
No, Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin. Okay.
Ricky
that's
Martin.
What I think of when I hear you say, is there a particular part
that's what I think of
in your roast that you can point to? And I don't know. I'm just going off the cuff here.
So what had happened when I was roasting her, me and Dr. B were just watching her interrogation video in Arizona. And I kept noticing that the longer the interview went on, the more rogue this one chunk of her bangs kept going, and it was really distracting me so much so that then I had there's two pieces, and there's at one point they're sticking straight ahead. They look like a tuning fork. That's what they look like divining rods, like this bitch is lying. That's what it looks like, and that's how I came up with that. That's how my brain works. Now y'all know the secret.
Oh my God, it was beautifully executed.
Thank you.
I was when I ran across it, however long ago, I was just like, oh my God. I mean, a lot of people, they worry or they think that it's when people make fun of these assholes that we're going to get offended. I don't get offended. I can only speak for myself. I don't know what other family members think. I don't know what other victims' family members think, but I appreciate the shit out of it because with so much seriousness, with so much weight that murder brings, it is delightful. It is in a way. allows me to do it too, you know? So,
Well, yeah,
um,
and I think when I was listening to her, like she just it just had the smell of just bullshit. Her
seriously.
stories were very disconnected. They came off very self-serving. She was like, "Well, I'm going to tell you all the things we did, but I want you to know that I didn't believe in any of it the whole time I was doing the castings. That's probably why they didn't work because I wasn't 100% sold." Lori, Melanie, stop playing with these people out here. When I don't believe in something that somebody's doing, guess what the fuck I don't do? I don't participate, and you
I
participated.
I found it. I'm gonna
There it
just
is.
share, I'm gonna share with y'all.
Okay.
This is from JennLu's channel. Okay, so just listen.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
God. I don't want to listen to myself. They're coming for you, Barbara.
oh my god. Hold on, I'm trying to blow it up here.
Let's just keep watching the bangs. Maybe it's
Maybe
good
something,
meditation.
yeah, maybe something interesting will happen.
It's like a
Can
cockroach
someone read the
in their
temperature in that room,
antenna.
please?
Look at her brain.
Zoom in on that thermostat over there. Let me see.
wow, what have you been?
It's hot, hot, hot.
Does that say 79?
I think so. That's hot as hell.
That's ridiculous.
But
Look
anyway,
at her bangs, y'all. Look.
about all her trials, and they sounded genuine to me.
Eris, look at them bangs. It's like a 3D movie. I'm telling you, it's like Jaws 3D. When Jaws comes out of the water and it gets you, this is worse than Mary.
Let's listen to her without the sound. Hold
Oh
on.
y'all. Oh God.
I mean, watch her.
Watch her without the sound. All right.
Yeah.
The bangs, just the bangs. I gotta
Just
see
the
them.
bangs. You want
I'll
to
even
bad
go back a
reading?
couple. Yeah, I'll go back a couple. Back a couple.
She is twisted.
Ah, why can't I make her bigger now? Is that as big as you go?
I guess.
All right, let's see. Let's make space for the
bang on
for
the
the
side.
spirits.
The bang on
Over
the side
here.
has given up. It's just flopped over. It's
This
done.
is Melanie. This is Melanie Gibb and the
Look,
spirit.
In the spirit? Is that what she said?
they're coming to
I
attack
think-
you.
Probably.
Look at this.
I like when y'all
And
said
like
it
she
to
got a
the
damn
Jackson,
cockatiel
Michael
on the top
Jackson
of her
music.
head. This
Oh
is what
my
happens
God.
when you don't use the flat iron appropriately, ladies. And there's probably a fuck ton of the wrong ass product in her hair too.
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
She tried to get
probably made
volume,
it.
and this is what
With her
happened. Now
proper
she's
pride.
got bangs when bangs attack.
Oh my God, this stupid shit that comes out of my
Bangs will put
mouth.
people in a trance. Look at him. Especially when she cocks her
Hey,
head to the.
But let me tell you something, JennLu. At the end of the day,
What?
you can feel proud because you are not Melanie Gibb. David Warwick makes it a choice. He has a choice, and he chose to wake up to that some of the days because they don't even live together.
Imagine,
just some of the days.
imagine Melanie coming in for a kiss and the bangs get there like 10 minutes before your mouth. Like, it's bad, Melanie. What are you doing with your life, ma'am? Is this why you decided to dress up like Cindy Walsh to go to court? That's why you wore that big ass hat?
Oh my God, that was who did she?
You were trying
I don't
to calm those
follow
bangs.
me. I don't follow you. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. She follows herself. I
Look
hope
at
she's
her.
following this, Melanie Gibb. We're looking right at you, right, Jen?
I hope you're listening, Melanie, and I hope that you do something about them damn bangs and the lies. Maybe, how about let's start with this? The bangs is probably, just leave the bangs. We don't need to worry about that for now, but why don't you start with telling the truth? How about that? Work on your truth-telling skills, ma'am.
I don't recall any time in her life, except for the time when they really get going is when they're lying. When they are really, really, really like detailed about how JJ was climbing the cabinets and this and that. And I'm just like, lies. That's too fabricated, too much together. Then they're when Melanie Gibb testified at Chad's preliminary hearing and David Warwick also, and the whole dream, I had a nightmare, with David. And then it changed when it went to trial. John Pryor is going to have a field day
Oh yeah,
with
John Pryor is not beat for Melanie at all. At
no,
all.
he does not like her.
Mm-mm.
Chad even gave her the
Mm-mm.
stink eye when she was testifying, you know, and then she had like this weird confidence the second day. The first day it looked like she was on Xanax straight up. I was like, she is high on something. So, you know,
Wow.
her mom, Phoebe's mom, well, anyways, gave Melanie Gibb, I guess, some of her Xanax, crushed up Xanax supply or something, because
Oh
she looked
boy.
like, you know, she could start some
She did.
tsunamis.
She was a little sedated. She was sedated that first day. She was like the I was expecting. So when I watched it, I was expecting this Melanie. See, this
Yeah.
Melanie is hype Melanie. I don't know what she has in that water bottle that she has stashed next to her, but she was like really hyper, you know, very animated and all that, sitting forward and then flinging herself back real quick in the chair and stuff like that. And that's
Throwing her
kind of
foot on
what
the
I
table?
yes, that's kind of what I expected at
The
court,
hell?
right? And then she
Yeah.
shows up and she's like super sedated and she's like, let me think. Was that a Monday? No, maybe a Tuesday. Oh, wait, it could have been a Thursday. She was just it just was like it was weird for me. And I was a little bit
Evasive.
disappointed. I was like, come on, Melanie, this is boring.
It was evasive. And that's just another one of the tactics, you know, in the cult.
The side
In my
gives us
opinion.
except Michael Myers.
Where's Travis Scott? Somebody get
Oh,
Travis
Travis
Scott
Scott.
in here.
Bring it back.
This
Bring it
is
back.
like at Michael Myers after he got all burnt up, you know, not yeah,
Okay,
not a
let me-
hair out of place, except for those two just rebellious assholes up there.
Oh my God. And I like whenever Hermosillo gives Ron Ball a look like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You just talked about love is the most powerful weapon we can use against them.
Probably should let your
love.
audience know that.
Did she say love or lava?
Love. I thought it was
Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons.
It's all right. We should probably let your audience know that, like, this is on my channel, and on my channel, especially during a roast, there's a lot of cussing. So
There's a
you
lot.
might want to like put earbuds
Oh,
in if
okay.
you're around kids, or
Earmuffs.
I don't want to. I mean, I'm not, you know, but this is just how it is sometimes. I don't talk like that all the time, but I have no patience for Melanie Gibb, like none. You guys, none.
They
So
summons it. They summons
yeah.
it, in my opinion. And so it needs to be done. We've done it so nicely thus far. I cuss. I'm a cusser. And I've, you know, there's a time and a place, and this is the time, this is the place. You know,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I
what
don't
it
want
is.
to
I just
offend your
don't have-
audience because they're probably not like used to me, you know, and I'm a
Right.
lot and I know it.
Yeah, Candace, she does have kids. So this woman, I saw a picture of Melanie Gibb with a little girl. I was like, oh my God. It made me think like, oh my God, she's around other children. No. And this is why it's just so wrong to me. She evaded the police. She gave Chad and Lori a jump start. No. And I honestly, this is just me. This does not reflect anybody else. I feel like they partook in said ceremony.
Right.
I've always seen it. I can picture David Warwick with a freaking hood on. I get the whole, have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes,
And they
I've seen
have that ceremony and that chanting stuff. And I'm just like, oh God. Like I didn't watch that movie until about 6 months ago. And then I was like, yep, that's it. That's it.
Oh wow.
This is that is this. Secret
Oh
Society.
my.
That is this. It's gross, grody, and weird. And it's up is down, down is up, in is out. It's opposite world. So, and they're saying no offense here. Go ahead.
Okay,
Right?
good. I hope so.
Yep.
Because I don't want that. You know, everybody that comes to my channel, they kind of know what they're getting. But I've never, you know, I've only ever been in chat over here, and I always behave when I'm in people's chats out of respect. You know, it's somebody's house. I got home training. I know how to act.
Squeeze her off at the door.
Yes.
Watching manners.
Yes. I say please and
ma'am,
thank
ma'am.
you. I use silverware and a napkin and all the things.
Right? Oh man, I know. I put your link to this video in the chat. So
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was just letting them know that too. And I don't want to burn too much on yours, but where's the spot where the Michael Jackson? I'm trying to see.
I don't remember. Listen, I don't like the sound of my voice, and so I don't think that I have ever actually watched a live of mine back. So I have no idea what I said when I said it. I was just reacting to what was on. What was in front of me, which was these two. Look at those bangs, y'all. I mean, they stick straight out. It's just so, it's all of it. It's not just the bangs. Like if Melanie, if she just had the bangs right and actual like sense was coming out of her mouth, I'd have nothing. Right. But it's the total package. Like she comes in there, she's got tuning forks for bangs. She's wearing some faded ass cheetah print shirt and capris. Okay. And she's bouncing all around, and then just gibberish is coming out of her mouth. Like nothing that she says. It's all like circular logic, word salad. And so that's what I gave back to her.
That is all it is. Oh, you did it so well. I'm going to try and find that part because it's the best. I'll have to go mute it later once once it's not live. That way they don't try to, not monetize or whatever, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh, they'll monetize this. Mine got past it.
Stab you.
Oh, it did?
Unicorn
Okay.
means the one corn. One horn.
Okay.
Not one corn. One horn. This bitch got prongs.
Wait, it's somewhere where she's drawing on the table.
Storm. I remember now.
Stormy.
Oh God.
No, Storm was the X-Men.
And see, Storm, we didn't know
I
yet.
know. We didn't even know yet.
And so, yeah, I was like, oh God, this predated that.
Yes. Little did we know.
No, Storm was the X-Men.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Oh, yeah.
Lori was there.
Yep. And I think Melanie and Alex, Sulema, me and David.
Oh.
David doesn't remember any of it. You can ask him.
David is her
He
husband.
was so
I figured.
blocked. You can't remember it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this part.
That means he most certainly can remember.
I totally forgot about this part, that she is giving the roll call of all the people who were in attendance, and she pulls an NK and says, David was there, but he don't know shit. Kind of like NK. Yeah, Jim was in town, but he don't know shit. Don't leave Jim alone. Kind of like that, which I don't think that Jim had anything to do with anything. It's just weird that they both did the same thing. That's all.
At the same time, kind of the same.
At the same, yeah. Like, why are you trying to?
She's referencing Shannon Watts' case, right?
Yeah. If I'm a cop and she says and I'm listening to this, and I hear this person I'm interviewing saying, David was there, but he don't know nothing. Don't ask him. He don't know. He just blocked it completely out. Guess whose door I'm knocking on next? David's.
Knock, knock, knock. Yeah, because I mean, it's whatever they project is what they're doing.
Exactly.
Every one of them. It's just a common theme with these folks.
I said we got together one time in Charles's house.
Blocked.
So
I just blocked it.
Like July. Yeah.
It was August 2nd.
But he did like July.
In case you need to know, Mel, I got the emails. Got your phone number.
Yeah.
You recall how soon after that was?
Look the bang.
Weeks. Within weeks.
Do you think it's still in July?
That's the antenna.
David had to have been in town. That's the only way I can track it.
So
she can only track when David was in town. That's
right. You can only keep track of things by when you got some, Lori. I mean, Melanie, let's just call it what it is. Okay. We're all girls here. Listen, and I don't slut shame. Listen, women like it too. I don't judge, and that's not what I'm here to do. But if that's how you're keeping track of the days, that's sad. I'm worried for you, Melanie.
Right. She tracks the moon cycles. I'm sorry.
But I'm not feeling sorry enough for you to bail you out or to give you any type of sympathy or empathy when they lock you up, because it's coming.
It's not crapping, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Vallow was killed on 7-Eleven.
I'm looking
Mhm.
for
Like
it.
Slurpee Day.
Oof.
Like, how
I'm
rude.
sorry. I'm just
Yes.
trying to.
Oh my God. Since
So once you make them,
I always forget what city it was. Remember
She
she
always
lived in Florida
forgets.
and
She's like,
Texas?
remember when? And I'm like,
Yeah.
She was-
stop. How are you
What
going to
is-
ask him?
It's a-
Thanks for reminding me, she said. I'm like, what?
right. This is ain't this supposed to be your story? Mel
It makes
G, weren't you
sound-
there?
She,
It's
no,
just
she don't know.
nonsense.
She don't recall.
I mean, what happened? You take an Ambien, we've been there too.
that's like an NK moment.
See?
I
Even
I
Dr.
was
Bacon
Oh,
admits it.
yeah.
you
Oh,
like-
look at that. Look at that face right there. Holy shit. Wait, was it playing? Or no? Oh, it was.
been burnt so many times they got no fucks left to give. They're just doing whatever they want.
I'm trying to find it. They all look the same.
I'll sense
know?
it to try to like.
I just don't remember
Or she's
where.
counting down to when
She
What
does
did I
like the
say that's so funny that you're trying to find?
It's when y'all put it to Michael Jackson music, Thriller. or whatever.
Oh. Probably
I'm just
towards
trying
the end. I might have edited. Oh, no, if you heard it, then I didn't edit it out.
Yeah, she's pointing. It's
Or
when
the
she's doing the
zombies,
little
The
circles
idea
on the
was for
table,
her thought she had the power to cast out. She's
Mm-hmm.
saying the name of whatever,
and I
her
just was
power.
there for Jesus.
And then he would check. Oh,
Oh,
there's none left in the state. So
No, he was
anyway, that's
wrong.
how she did. So anyway, I remember that conversation was kind of going on that night,
ah,
and then
you're acting like
I
this
don't know.
this lady
The heck they were talking about
substituted
that night. It was-
French cut
don't know
beans
who.
and the
I'm sure it
and
was
the
from-
green bean casserole for regular cut beans. Anyway, that's just how she did it.
well, or the funeral
Yeah,
potatoes.
But then they finally
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like she
And
would
then
put
there's
cat
this one.
food in the jello mold. Like, come on, ma'am.
And then JennLu and them put this in there too, which I mean, I have it too. I just never did. I have her in
Oh,
the
I forgot
background
about
something.
Julie Rowe.
Yeah. Julie Rowe actually made us.
It might be. There's a
she
part
made
2 of this,
I know.
Prussia. Maybe it's on the part
know.
2.
It just seems like.
Well, she's wearing the same outfit the whole time, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, and she's doing the same word salad the whole time, so it's really hard to
Yes.
tell. Let me see.
Flat iron through the Melanie.
Oh
How do
my
you
God, look
let
at
that
this.
happen where she said the same place.
Gee.
And he goes, well,
Because
no,
how-
people can have.
Zalima saw Jesus, allegedly.
Everybody
That's your
did.
That's your calling and election made sure.
Mhm.
That's how I found out. I was watching this again, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Melanie says it right here about Zalima seeing Jesus in the same spot in the temple, in the Phoenix temple or Mesa, whatever. Temple is.
Yes.
I'm really trying to get the right one because Mesa Temple was closed down for a couple years until the rededication. We know what happens during the rededications. Hide your wife, hide your children, hide your husband.
It's almost like a psychological word. I don't remember what you call it.
Folle et deux.
Yeah, I don't know what
So
they
some
call it.
It's a psychological word that delusions.
Shared whatever.
Shared delusions.
Yeah, but the SDD. Okay, shared delusional disorder or something. We're not
Yes,
doctors.
yes.
But we're
No,
not.
I'm not even. No. Mm-mm. You think they'd let me diagnose people? Come on. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me as your therapist? Let's be honest for a second, okay? I'd be like, listen, it ain't that bad. You'll be all right. Dust yourself off. Walk it off.
Yep,
You'll be all
right.
right. Throw some dirt on it. Get a drink of
Resilient.
water.
I do
Yeah,
that.
get a drink of water. Splash some
Right?
water on your face. You'll be fine. Crying
Oh,
gives you
man.
wrinkles.
They don't ever work on with her.
Where you're searching for? Is that the psychological or you're tripping balls?
Psychosis.
I'm
tripping
gonna let that
balls?
play while I go
Is
look.
that what happened?
for
Y'all was tripping
part two.
balls. Y'all got a little too much of that peyote. You weren't ready. Were
I
you?
think it's
You
peyote.
got to go slow
Sure.
on that. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
So I've heard.
Let's see.
So I don't have the experience they do because I don't have
I'm looking. for it.
visionary experiences. That's not me, but that's not my gift.
So let
Oh,
me
what's
tell
your
you.
gift?
what's your gift?
That
Exactly.
bang?
So
Oh wait. Ah.
her bangs are except
Good old shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to navigate back here. I'm looking for the part 2.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. But I was going to try and let that play.
It is funny to me because I asked the same question twice. Right now, I said at the same time as my past self said, "Well, what is your gift?"
Oh wow! And
I still have unanswered questions, Melanie G.
You have the
Come
same
on.
questions, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I'm not good at the navigation. This is Jen's channel, which I gotta copy the thing. I gotta do the thing. The what do you call it? The tubes?
Oh, share. Okay.
All right, let's see where it is.
What are you looking for? Oh, the roasts?
Part 2, yeah.
Oh, go to playlists at the top.
Okay.
And then if they're all
Okay.
listed there in the playlists. Or right there at the bottom there where you were just scrolling. Either way.
Okay. I'm like, what? Right here. Okay. I'm telling you, it's like people talk and I shut down because I have to read. When I read, I don't listen.
I can't talk and scroll either.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like everything just shuts down. Is this it?
Oh
right
wait, you
here?
click no, go back because you gotta okay, so hit the back button and then or you can do it like you're doing it right there.
Hit it.
Go on
hit
the
it.
side. And
Let's see. So it's not this one?
no, that's no sweat, Andy. Just go back to where the playlists are, like the main page or whatever, and it should let you it should say show all and it will show you all of the also I'm behind because I'm watching on my TV, not my phone.
Like,
so I'm delayed with what you're clicking. So if you go to where it says view full playlist, that's what you want at the bottom underneath the now playing.
Okay.
Go down. Go to playlists.
I am
okay
here.
All right, now scroll down
Here. All the way to the bottom, and it's got that
right all the way to the bottom. Keep going. You see where it says okay, the last one right there where it says roasts with JennLu and Dr. B. Go down a little further and it should say view full playlist.
I'm at the bottom.
Go down.
I can't scroll anymore.
Right there. You just held it where it just highlighted view full playlist right there. No, not now playing. Go where it says see view full playlist right under the title of the roast.
Oh,
so the roast says roast. Yeah, you see view full playlist.
Oh my god, it didn't look like it was an option.
Yeah.
Oh my god, here you go, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm also not good at tech support. See how I don't get back up patient. No,
like,
right there.
Don't go anymore down. So,
Okay.
but there's just this one and this one is what I'm saying. So part 2. That's part 2. That's with the shebangs.
Yeah, that must be it then, or it might have come from the first. Is that which one did we watch? The roast. Yeah, watch the part 2 one. Okay, yeah. So it must be right there.
We're live.
Okay. I'm gonna try and find it though.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm just picking.
It's so weird hearing past JennLu.
It is.
Because you kind of, and then you're like, So I'm not denying that.
Let me say this.
I mean, I never.
Okay.
It's just that
I've had doubts about a lot of things, right? Like, does my husband really, really love me? Sometimes I be thinking those kind of things. But I don't go along with the murder plot.
No.
Because I sort of want to hang in there, but I'm having a little bit of reservations. Like, that makes no sense. None. I just sort of went along with it in text. So basically what you're telling everybody is that you're a liar. Because either you were lying then or you're lying now, but either way, you a liar.
He's a liar.
Why the fuck you lying?
Why you always lying?
I'm looking.
Look at that bang. That bang that bang cannot be quieted.
Oh, and this part right here.
Tablet?
I mean, she gets nervous whenever he asks about that night.
Yeah, she does. She's visibly shook.
Oh God, yeah.
she usually had
Look at her.
new clothes on every day. If I can remember. It seemed like she had fresh clothes on.
It's like her
Alice,
eye.
Alice just
everything
tried to send me a
changed.
super chat on my tablet.
Oh, good girl, Alice.
Thanks, Pat Alice.
That night.
Yes,
we were
Alice.
second.
Yes.
Try to remember
Look
as best
at
you
her.
can. Okay.
She's the worst.
So
Oh, I'm not. Look at her face. I don't even want to
Oh.
entertain you at
you
all.
guys
Yeah, she got
Yeah,
the beady
tongue
eye.
in the
dinner,
cheek
you
there.
guys make dinner?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
we would make it because we don't go to.
He's a priesthood holder. That's
so we
why.
would
Okay.
I'm telling you, Ron Ball. He's a priesthood holder.
Okay. So everybody's at home.
He's not.
Does Lori leave?
That's
Oh, this wasn't a
Wow.
Schlotsky's day? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Schlock. Schlock.
Does so
I don't-
you sent a text. Correction.
I don't have any memory of her leaving. I'm going to start answering questions like these people do. I can't.
Hey, I'll be there shortly.
4?
4?
Oh, here he look.
4 times? What?
Detective numero 2 is reading her text messages about the on the day that JJ.
That's where he went. He went to go fetch the receipts.
And look where she went.
To the vodka.
To the vodka? I mean the water.
The holy water.
The holy water. Vodka is holy, and it is made with water.
Excuse me, what is happening
This is
right
true.
here? Don't tell me this is one of those spandex. You know what I mean? Elastic
Spandex.
designs right here.
Oh, yeah,
You see
yeah.
this?
Oh, I
Okay.
never noticed that before.
I don't want to.
They're
Gee.
puckering.
Please tell me that is
Come on,
not
Beryl.
I think that is exactly what that is.
that.
Oh. It's here though. It's got to be here.
I
Damn, it's
decide.
making me mad.
And I could see that angle. It's like, well, why are you contacting them in the middle
Look-
of the night? Well,
Why are you contacting them in the middle of the night?
Oh,
Why are you
I
contacting
wonder
them
if
in the
you
middle of the night?
can. Uh-oh.
I hear you now.
I don't know when I played it. I don't know what I did. I don't know. Like maybe
You're pulling a Melanie
like
on me.
make it
Joker.
smaller, and then
Yeah.
there should be a thing that says show transcript,
Yeah, right
and maybe
here.
scroll through the transcript. Yeah,
Screw that.
and maybe we
Screw
can
that.
say it like that. There we go. If you use Control F
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and type in a word, and then hit enter,
Really?
it'll find the word in the transcript, and it'll tell you. Yeah, it'll
Oh.
take you to the time stamp. I don't know why I didn't think about this 15 fucking minutes ago when you were trying to find this.
Okay, it's not finding
Sorry,
your
y'all.
I don't. Okay, that's in your chat though.
Yeah, you gotta.
I hit Control F. Let's see.
And what did you get? A little pop up?
Yeah, but it showed me every time it was mentioned in your chat. So. See?
Oh, it didn't. Okay, so in the comments or whatever, what did you type in?
Thriller.
Is that what it
Thriller?
Is that what we played? So do
Michael Jackson.
or do like a
Here
word
it is.
from the song
Found it.
Thriller. Did you
Found
find it? Yay! Okay,
I
good.
think. Hopefully.
Do you
That's it.
remember by chance what
Now I got that other Michael Jackson
what
song
Lori
in
was
my
wearing in
head.
the morning when you guys got up?
Do you
she
remember?
was typical
Oh.
wearing spandex pants and spandex
Spandex.
shirt. I don't recall.
It's spandex.
What did
Not-
she say? Spandex?
Yes.
Is that what this is? That this?
Okay.
Okay.
That's- we can't find it that way, but I'm looking. Oh crap! I'm typing in some stuff. What the hell is even going on anymore? What else can we
I
go
don't
look at?
know. Anything you want, babe.
What does everybody want to see?
We should play the Feel the Fire where they're interviewing Chad, and Melanie Gibb is so up on the microphone she's practically eating it, and Lori's trying to
It's
be
like, hey,
yeah, what is it that they call it? She's trying to keep sweet. And
Oh yeah, it's definitely
so
Jesus
Chad.
soft porn. It's definitely
Chad,
Jesus
what
soft
was
is Jesus wearing? What kind of outfits is Jesus like? And here comes Melanie Gibb. Yeah, Chad, what's he wearing? Like, she's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But it's the reason I like that one is because it shows the dynamic. See, this is my personal theory, okay? I personally think that Chad had his eye on quite a few of the flock, and Melanie was one of them. And then when he met Lori, like, she kind of swooped in and stole Melanie's thunder and spot, and that's why they're not actual friends. Like, Melanie throws a lot of shade at Lori too, like Lori's face,
God, yeah.
and Lori's just like,
and
but doesn't ever pick up on it. Like, she's like. And such like Melanie will say something like rude, and then she'll be like, "And so Chad, what kind of sense of humor does Jesus have?"
Right.
And Chad's
It's
just
so
like this
weird.
like lump of oatmeal. Well, I'll tell
is.
you, Lori, he's got a really dry, sarcastic sense of humor like me. Can't you tell how hilarious I am? I'm hilarious. Like, it's so awkward. It's
Like, if
gross.
he says it enough, it'll come through.
Right.
Let's see. I'm looking for it.
Chad just likes to scoop up things that better men have accomplished.
Right.
Rat
That's exactly
bastard.
what I feel about my Uncle Charles. Like, Chad did not want to work for anything himself.
No.
It was all
No, he
on
wanted
his wife's back. Her shoes didn't have any
exactly.
soles on them. And I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. Well, I found the warrior one, that one, and I have the damn video on my channel. Just can't find it.
Oh, do you?
I'm not good on demand. Like, this is why I hate doing this on demand. I'm like,
Okay, so next time we'll have it a little more planned out. I'll look for that part that you're talking about, and I'll write the timestamp down. And next time we do this, I'll have the timestamp for you, so we don't have to do this.
Yeah, I definitely want to, and I think that everybody would be interested in doing. Like, we could do that right now, and just finish the rest of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't even know how long we've been. 57 minutes.
57 minutes.
A little light roast of. Let's look at Melanie Gibb trial testimony, because we haven't done that.
Oh, yes. See, now I had started to go over Melanie's testimony, but she just made me so mad that I was coming out like angry more than funny.
Right.
So I had to like take a step back.
She has that effect.
She was causing me to be quite hostile.
Let's see. I was there when David was there, and I wanted to chicken choke him right there. I had to stop with my facial expression.
He's really something, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Something I like to forget.
2018.
Let's see.
And when you met her at that event, did the two of you end up forming a friendship?
Yes.
Speak up.
Do you know an individual named Chad Daybell?
Yes.
You ain't friends with Lori.
How do you
Come
know
on.
him?
Stop playing.
I met him at some of different events that I've been to.
It's like she was told to be careful. Watch what you say here, girl.
Yeah, but I feel like they're not really like okay, this is one thing I did pick up, and I'm kind of curious about this. Some of these quote unquote events are not like sanctioned by the church at all. They're not church sponsored events. They're sort of allegedly, right. And it's like they're not allowed to, like, they're scared they're going to get in trouble for talking about these events, but it's kind of unclear where the trouble is going to come from, if you know what I mean.
It's like their temple recommends are contingent on how they testify here.
Right.
That's the vibe I get,
Right.
Hey,
and I never understood the preparing of people, because it seems like to me, the more stuff you have accumulated for the end times, the better you'll be received by Jesus. I'm very confused by it.
Me too. But look at the church, and I'm saying this because the church just got busted or caught for not turning in their not reporting their financials to the SEC.
Oh dear.
And it's federal, and it was like $132 billion, and they have not turned it in over like 28 years straight. Okay, so it's gone through like 3 different prophets or presidents or whatever, and so, but the church's stance on this is basically their financial arm, Ensign Peaks or whatever financials. It was their responsibility. But what they fail to tell everybody is that the church actually formed their financial arm, and that is Ensign Peak. And then that entity formed 13 shell entities to further evade the reporting of $132 billion.
Yeah,
and they said that they are saving it for the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Why would there be money that's necessary? Now, listen, this is what's very confusing to me. Okay. Personally, when I was growing up and in catechism classes and stuff, I know this is probably sacrilegious and I don't want to offend anybody, but I was excited about reading about Revelation because that seemed like the most exciting part of the Bible. That's where all the action is happening. Things are taking place. You know, there's the 7 horsemen of the apocalypse and all those things, right? It's like very action packed. And at no time in any of that did they talk about finances ever.
Right.
Like, you know, like that's the one time your credit score does not matter. Is during the apocalypse. Like they don't care if you have a credit score of 800 or 8, as long as you're a good person, right? And you weren't, a total jerk.
You know? And where to throw it out of. They don't care.
Right.
My Jesus don't care.
And I've always found that fascinating because also in the Bible, it seems to me like Jesus really hung out with the people that didn't have much. Like it didn't seem to me like Jesus really cared about money. Like I don't feel like money was a big deal to Jesus. So then why at the end of times suddenly money is very important? But then you hear Chad saying things like, well, I chose to live modestly because that's closer to Jesus. You know, and it's such a weird well, right. Like when people say he's a gravedigger, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but I can't picture old roly-poly out there with a shovel. Do you know what I mean? Like he was using a backhoe. Okay. Like he's not doing manual labor, like for real.
Right. He's got his crew doing it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
like Chad does look like if you would poke him in the belly that he would giggle like the Pillsbury Doughboy, you know, like
he does. He does.
I mean, he's very squishy.
And
you know, he doesn't
his arms. Like I have this one, I don't have it right at hand, of course, but there's this one video of him and John Pryor walking into his preliminary hearing, and like I can see my mom and Larry, they're talking to different people, and then I see Larry like, oh shit, there he is, you know, let me go.
Yes.
You know, like they didn't know he was walking in, and he walks in and his hands are dainty. He walks like with his hands kind of straight down to his side, his arms are straight down to his sides, and his hands are like, well, I turn my camera on so you can see. I'm better at showing, but they're like, he has them out, like, you know, to his side, but they're like out.
He's like a penguin, kind of like he waddles in.
Yeah, he is he's gross. He's just gross.
Like all the way around. You know what I mean? Like, even if, like, I think what makes Chad particularly lumpy, he's like lumpy oatmeal. I think what makes him particularly disdainful and unattractive is the total package, right? Who he is as a person is not good. And I think that it taints the outside of him. Like I've been saying for the longest time that everybody keeps like saying how much Lori's aged. And I feel like this. I feel like what has happened with Lori is all
crimes
of the evil inside of her is now oozing out through her pores. And that's why she's aging like milk, because it's all the evil inside of her. You know what I mean?
You,
the
Dora.
Inside is matching. Now the outside matches the inside. And I look at pictures of her and she's not she was not an unattractive woman. She's actually a very pretty woman, but all the things that she's done,
Makes
that's
them
why, like,
ugly.
yeah, like, she's got that inside out ugly, which is the worst kind of ugly you can have. You can fix the
Denicia
outside.
Denicia Rose says he gives small D energy. Totally. Totally,
It's
Denicia.
and it's funny that he calls it the storm. I feel like, okay, so if you guys are anybody's on the either coast, they'll understand this analogy. So remember when I guess it was 2020, Darian, the hurricane that was going to take off,
Oh, yeah.
just rip apart Florida, right? And it never really did anything, and the internet remains undefeated, and people are posting like a little table, like a side table outside knocked over, and about the damage. That's how I feel like that's his energy. He's like talks
Yeah.
a big game, but in the end you're just like, oh, I
I feel
shaved my
bad
legs for
too.
this.
Yes.
Like,
Oh God. Shania Twain, right? I know. I feel bad too, Amanda. I do. It makes me feel even worse for Tammy because, and it's no reflection on her. It's kind of the LDS way. You hurry back from a mission, you get married, you have tons of kids, and that's it. And so, I mean, that's just kind of that is the culture. That's the subculture. That's the culture of Mormonism. I mean, you see it over and over and over again. And so it's just, if you judged me on my first husband, I'm right there. He's
I
right
feel
there.
like
His birthday was
Tammy.
actually July 22nd. And I was like, well, that
Oh
makes
wow.
sense.
I feel like with Tammy, maybe when she was alive, it would have been an issue for her, right? But he unalived her. He took her life. He took her away from her children and her grandchildren. So I feel
Right.
like Tammy's like, roast the shit out of him, girls. Go right ahead. She's probably laughing
Right.
too.
Yep.
And the
She's
thing
probably
about it is too, she's probably like, oh my God, you're so right. But the thing
what
about
was I
Tammy and
thinking?
Chad might be, they were pretty young when they got together. And, I don't know that. I think I think Chad's true nature came out later on, like under the right circumstances, sort of like chemistry. Like if you clean your house, right, and you spray ammonia on your windows and you clean the floors with bleach, nothing happens. But if you put bleach and ammonia together at the same time, it'll knock you out.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's deadly.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like with Chad, I think that him and Lori and all those people that eventually surrounded them and were part of their inner circle were the right combination of the right people and the right level of fucked upness, pardon my language, that
Go for it.
created all of this. You know what I mean? And I think there maybe at some point that Lori and Chad both had redeeming qualities at one time, but now they don't.
Oh yeah, it's long
You know,
gone.
that
It
ship
let
has
them. They
sailed.
are the zombie. They are the zombies now.
They are the
It's
zombies.
isn't that
That has
crazy?
It is crazy. Like that ship has sailed. It's right at the bottom of the ocean with the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Like
Which
it's
they like to bring up.
yeah, they do.
Oh, here's one that I have. Hold on. This is Chad Daybell talking about about integrity and respect.
2 years
Oh,
in a
for
row.
Pete's sake.
Oh yeah.
National sports writers could hardly believe he was for real.
Isn't that
Here was a ball player who didn't act like a typical star athlete. Dell's example let many people across the nation know that members of the church don't drink alcohol, smoke, chew tobacco, or swear. His pleasant personality and his eager
that's what it is. It's like this icky. He judged. Trust me, he judged my family. He judged the darkness of who was going
He
to live
sure
and who was
did.
going to die. I don't
He
feel
sure
bad
did.
ripping through his ass
Well,
at
I'll say
all.
this too. Like Chad is that kid. Remember when we were in school, like in elementary school, and there's always like a couple of kids in class you would just cringe when it was the reading time and you knew that and it was going to be their turn to read and you're just like, oh God, this is just going to get so much worse. The story was already boring and now it's going to be even worse because this joker's reading it. That's Chad.
Yeah. And he
There's
thinks he's
no
like he thinks he's got a God complex for sure. I mean,
there's
that's
no
evident.
passion there. I mean, none. Like even when he's talking about something that he should feel passionate about, your faith, I feel like you should feel passionate about, right? And even when he's talking about his faith and all, it's real monotone like this. His voice never changes inflection. He never gets excited. Like I can't even imagine the phone calls between him and Lori. Like if they were talking dirty, it would be so boring. I'd probably fall asleep. I don't know. I don't get it, I think is what it is. I just don't understand. This all seems so very unnecessary. But more than that, the whole situation, and I think this is why I get so angry, and I can't imagine how you feel, Crusha, but it all seems like it was preventable.
Oh, every bit of it.
This could have been preventable. This could have been prevented so many times, and yet it wasn't.
Right.
And I think that's what's frustrating. And I think that's what causes me to really use that sharp tongue I have to say some things that I would never say about other people. Like I don't talk about other people like I talk about the criminals. But nothing brings it out in me like people like this, especially people who hurt children. Then I'm really like, then I'm a 10.
They sit in church and act like they're high and mighty, and above it all, like right here. I'm going to play this little segment because this video right here pisses me off to no end because she just hugged my mom and my dad's necks. And knowing what we know, knowing what she knows, you know, I mean, Lori said it in that recorded phone call. She was like, I didn't think I wouldn't get this from you, especially with what you know. She knows more. And
I gotta give it up to your mom. Let's give it up to Kay for a moment, shall we? Because let's be honest, if I were Kay, it would. I don't know how your mom doesn't just shake the shit out of Lori.
I know.
And I mean, out of Melanie. Like when Melanie if Melanie came to me to hug, I would put my arms out and I would just shake the shit out of her. Do you know what I mean? Like there would be no hugging.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
I would push her down and be like, get behind me, Satan. You know what I mean? Like your mom exercises so much restraint. I don't know how she does it. I mean, she's just, you got to give it up for Kay. Like
I do. I'm like, Mom, whenever Lori was walking in the courtroom in March, you know, the first time she appeared in Idaho court, I'm like, why you didn't stick your foot out?
Right. I think about that. That's the kind of ghost I intend to be. If I go by natural causes, I think I'll probably be a well-behaved ghost and I'll just flit around and, you know, be sweet. But if I'm unalived, I'm going to be the pettiest ghost you've ever seen. I will be tripping people. I'll like stay up late at night and just move furniture just like an eighth of an inch, you know, so that things are, when you go to put your keys down, you miss, or when you get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you think that you can negotiate your bedroom in the dark. Nuh-uh, because I've been there. You're going to stub your toe. You're going to bang your knee, all the things.
Oh my God.
That's the kind of ghost I'm going to be if you unalive me.
Oh my God, my face hurts. That's good.
Just bad. I'll be just awful.
And Monday and Tuesday, it carried over. Melanie, just your
so
overall
awkward.
thoughts about
Just like a damn
testifying here
ostrich.
now that the cases are getting going.
Yeah, thank you. It was,
You're welcome.
Quite the experience, as you can imagine. A lot of mixed emotions, but overall,
wanna
I'm
punch her
grateful
face.
to be able to share the information
Yeah.
and knowledge that I have.
Oh yeah, so much knowledge.
I want to give her one of those Darth Vader throat hugs.
Yeah.
You know, the kind you can do from across the room so you don't have to get whatever cooties she's got.
Wondering for
You have
a
to
long
catch the
time.
evil.
I knew I was going to understand what it was going to be like, and so it was hard, but there were things that I liked about it.
There were things that she liked about it.
What a weirdo. Also, can we just give it up to the airplane who's flying over right this at see, I believe the universe has a huge sense of humor and does things like this to people because she's full of baloney, and it's sort of like the universe giving her like the raspberry, you know?
Yes. Yes. That happened. And so throughout her whole interview with Nate Eaton, the interview, and there's birds, right? And birds mean a big deal for me. like with finding feathers and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Some things that me and my uncle shared before he was murdered, right? And so
Mhm.
birds are a big thing. And you hear this bird just and the wind blows and like her hair is doing like this, you know? And I'm like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, so I
So
believe in that too.
I say unalive because I don't want to I don't want Crush's channel to take YouTube
I
can
say
be
it.
really weird about
I
that.
don't give a shit.
You can like you're playing this, and if Nate and Melanie were to use that word, YouTube wouldn't think anything of it. But if the live people are saying it, like the streamers are using that word, they will. I just don't, it became a
It's
habit, and I don't
weird.
even know if
It's
YouTube
weird.
cares anymore. But it became a
Or if
habit. Now
yeah,
I
they
can't
add
stop
it
it.
to their list of words. And see, that's
Yes.
something I won't water down because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
won't, if that means that they kick me out and move me, kick me
Yeah,
out of
I just
YouTube, then
always
it
worry
is.
about it. They won't kick you out. It's become such a habit now, especially
Yeah.
when I am a guest on a panel. I'm trying to be very, cognizant of
Cautious.
that kind of stuff. And now, although
Yeah.
I've dropped the F-bomb like 50, 1,100 times. So, but oddly enough,
Hopefully
not
it'll be
in the
11
first
too.
8 seconds of the stream. So you should be fine.
That's why I put Uncle Jerry where I put him, because he's like, we got the
Uh-huh.
bitch, and I'm like, well, I can't do that in the first whatever seconds.
Yep.
Gotta put him on
Yep.
further back because they'll demonetize you for that or
Yeah.
whatever. It's so stupid, and I hate that. And so that's what softens society, in my opinion. So it's
Yeah,
murder. It's
we
murder.
should say
There's no
what it
writing on
is.
it.
Yeah, that he was
And
murdered,
it's
and
sad.
that's the truth. If somebody murders me, I'm going to be the most petty ghost you've ever seen in your whole life. Don't try to conjure me either. That'll make me mad too.
It'll piss
Don't
you
try to
off.
talk
Yeah.
to me after the fact.
Right?
I have
Oh my
work to do
God.
and people to fuck with. Don't try to contact me through the Ouija board. I'm busy.
It's so true. It's so true. I mean, I feel the same way. Oh, well, we've all seen this though, but I did a couple shorts or whatever from hold on, I'm looking for it. I can't talk and think at the same time. So I'm just looking to see where, because I still have to upload some where I sectioned it off, like
Okay.
I'm learning how to make shorts and stuff, and from my computer,
Look at
which is a
you.
big task for me or
You
big accomplishment.
fancy.
I'm fancy now.
Girl, you're like the
So,
Jeffersons. You moving on up.
right.
Fish shall fry in the kitchen.
Things don't burn on the grill. Yeah. Okay. So, it'll probably go to another because okay, I'm slow.
When I was pregnant with Tylee,
This is
I died in the hospital
No, she didn't.
while in labor with her.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she did not. She's a lying snatch. She is a hooker. She is my labor with Ashlyn also. Breathine or whatever it's called. I did not die. I was pissed a little. My spirit did not pull a Visions of Glory. Okay. The book, Visions of Glory. It didn't pull that. She's lying.
Me on the table, and
this is that thing I was talking about, how they take other people's stories and they morph them into their own. It's folie et deux, but it's like to the masses. Folie de masses. Folie dumbasses. Just saying.
and they put something in my IV, and I felt my spirit falling to the floor.
First of all, ma'am, that is not the way it works. If you're, listen, we've all heard the stories of people who've had near-death experiences. And what is the one thing that they say? They're always looking down on top of their body, which means that they're above. So if your spirit fell, girl, Bob, they hit you with a little Demerol. You be all right.
Right. That says a lot right there. Just looking at that. That thing I was talking about, how they take other people's stories and they morph them into their own.
Girl, you can't even lie right.
But it's like to the masses. Fully the masses.
Okay, yeah.
Fully dumbasses. I'm just
and
learning.
they put something in my IV, and I felt my spirit falling to the floor.
I kind of that was your uterus, honey. That was amniotic.
I was
I mean, the
standing near my
placenta.
pregnant body, watching the doctors try to revive me, which took them a few minutes.
How come nobody has heard about this till now?
Right. Why you wait all this
Is that
time to
gonna be
say
in-
this story now,
It's
Lori?
convenient. Convenient. Is that going to be in your prison book? That I wish to God they would implement the Son of Sam law. I don't know how this works. Not profit off. I don't want nobody putting money on her commissary. Too late. There's already people putting commissary.
Golly.
For an interview, for a book deal, for anything that this wench does ever. And then let's see, that's 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Oops. I don't know.
Jesus
Oh, Lord.
Christ knows the truth of what happened here.
Yeah, he
Jesus
definitely
Christ
does.
does know the
Christ
truth.
knows that no
Jesus
one
knows you're a
was
lying liar
murdered
face
in this case.
who tells lies, Lori, and you're a
Accidental
murderer.
no one.
Shut up.
Right here, I didn't put I'm like, there's one of those things where I could go back and say this, no, there wasn't murder, there was sacrifice. Sorry, semantics,
Right.
It sucks. So that's how she justifies it, is by
She's so
they weren't murdered, they
disgusting.
were sacrificed. So therefore she did it in righteousness
Here.
which is, yeah, he definitely does.
Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen. Suicides happen.
Prison stabbings happen. So I guess Tylee
Fatal
fell
side
apart.
effects from medications
Shankings happen.
Shanking and
happened.
JJ bound himself. Thank you very much. And
I
Tammy
have a different perspective in life.
asphyxiated
Good luck in
herself.
the yard,
Because
Lori. You're
in
going to need it, especially
2002
when you get to Maricopa County. Them girls ain't going to play with you.
She always wanted to live in a white tent.
Well,
City.
welcome.
Tent city.
Welcome to Maricopa County. Enjoy your
Right?
stay.
when I was pregnant with Tylee.
This is
I died in the hospital.
No, she didn't.
While in labor with.
Yeah, she did not.
They kinda
She's a
overlap each other,
lying
my bad.
Snatch. She is a hooker. She is a conniving biznat. This is the persecution complex that you are witnessing right now.
They tried to stop my labor, put me.
They tried to stop my labor with
Yeah,
Ashland,
overlapping.
breathine or whatever it's called.
My bad.
I did not die. I was pissed a little bit because it made me shake.
I did not
my
have my
spirit
baby.
did not pull of visions of glory.
Right.
Okay.
My bad.
One more. I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This is locked out of heaven. I think. Oh yeah, when they pull her temple. They didn't pull her temple recommend, I said.
Because of this experience, I have access to heaven.
You did. You no longer have that access.
Yeah.
Jesus pulled your card.
Yeah,
Waited
you're
for
not.
it.
Yeah.
He let you have your temple recommend. You still have that.
They
can go
got
to
your
all the
name on the.
celestial
They got
kingdoms,
your
you can
name
go-
at the gates, Lori, with a picture. Do not let this one in.
Right. Send
Just
her
in
away.
case Peter's on a break when you come up in line, the doorman knows. Don't let this fool in. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bet the door bouncer or whatever. Oh, God. Go to I so just
Bounce her
pictured it
right on
yesterday.
out of here.
You know, the holy of holy, the celestial champagne room, and you can make it rain, sister. You
and
already
the
did.
spirit world.
They
Since
don't-
then, I have had many communications
I was like,
from
they don't
people
want you.
now living in heaven.
Most were my family members. That's
Except
another
for
punch in the
Alex.
face. Look,
Alex, don't talk to me. Alex blocked me.
no kidding, right? She didn't mention him or Charles, or anybody.
Yeah.
She mentioned Joe. She had to dig one more time.
Of
Her and her
course.
sister. Every
Well, of
I went off
course.
on Summer too, so I got to break that one down.
Of course.
Nate Eaton's interview. I know she's another family member, but I really don't give a shit. Yeah. Time she says something, he's like demerit. Demerit. Yeah. Check that box. Demerit.
Including my children,
including
Tylee Ashland and Joshua Jackson, my sisters, Stacy and Lolly.
Now listen to this. I find this significant.
Okay.
Who she created never mind. Hold on. Account in the iCloud. Lolly time. That's not it. Okay. Okay, Grasha.
Okay.
Okay.
My sisters, Stacy and Lolly.
The fact that she mentions aunts and uncles and grandparents, They're significant in her life, in her fake near-death story, in her little delusion. But look at all the trouble we've had, trying to get redneckanized.
Yeah.
I just
She tried to keep you guys from doing all the things. She didn't want
All
y'all
the things.
speaking, didn't want y'all being in there.
And this
She
was
tried
her
to.
way. I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
This was her way of saying, fuck you. I mourn with you. My children. Da, da, da. She was trying to take that back away. Because that's
Yes.
what she does. She can't help herself.
No, she cannot. She's
It's
selfish.
very. That's all she thinks about. I mean, she even does, whenever she talks about Jesus saying, to come back, and she had to think about it, and then she was like, okay. She's disrespecting Jesus in her own damn delusion. Like,
yes,
you do it. Jesus commanded you go back to your fake, whatever the hell that was.
Right.
In the iCloud, lolly time. This trick is all about tricking and pimping out her family and my family, my ancestors. And that's a special place in outer darkness hell where you get to worship the Lord that you do, and that is Satan.
My aunts and my uncles.
I combined the two. They can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
And
why
my
not?
grandparents. I have had many communications with Jesus Christ, the Savior of this world.
Again, are there holograms or something? What are they doing in the temple?
And our heavenly parents. I've had many angelic visitors have come and communicated with me and even manifested themselves to me.
Me too.
There we go.
Your son that you murdered manifested himself to me in my shop, and he was in terror. He was whimpering, crying, came to me, and I stood straight up like you will not do in your slouching ass chair. And
Get her, Crusher.
Right? I
Get her.
I have a little too much fun with that. I really do.
Well, I mean, look, here's the deal. Everything that came out of her mouth at sentencing was just an absolute insult and slap in the face. Not just to the surviving family, but to her victims, actually, to her children, the most of all, right? And the fact that it's a combination of the actual words that came out of her mouth, right? But it's also the tone. She is all the way up until now so indignant, and she feels so very justified in what she did. And that, I think, is one of the things. There are many things that irk me about Lori, but that's one of them. That's right at the top.
Oh yeah. She definitely is. She's a piece of shit. I was gonna say a piece of work, but she's really not.
She passed piece of work.
Yeah.
The minute she decided to say Jesus knows.
Uh-oh. I got a
What?
shebang.
Oh gosh.
Look.
You got a wild one? Let me see.
Oh my God. I've been flat ironing my hair too much lately. Oh my God. I don't mind calling myself out.
You might have a little tiny flyaway, but those two were two chunks of bang. Like, I've never seen that before in my life. I'm telling you, even her bangs are trying to get the cops' attention. This bitch is lying. Look over here. She's a liar.
Laura Hoare and Melanie freaking Fib Wardick. God. This, I don't know. Some people might, if y'all are offended if I roast Summer, might be the time to step out. I don't care. I mean, I don't care about people. I don't care about these people. I call it Summer Shades.
Process today. Let me just get your reaction, first of all, your family's reaction, your reaction to the sentence today of your sister.
So this is the result that we basically have been expecting since June 9th of 2020. My mom have talked about it at length many, many times. So we knew that this was the most likely outcome the day they found the kids.
Were you surprised that Lori got life in prison, or was it something that you said you were kind of expecting it? Any surprises today?
Not a surprise on the sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very bittersweet because that's my sister. So it's hard to know
I go
that
into it,
that's
just
the result, but
this
I
is
also
kinda slow.
understand it and understand
Okay.
that justice was served for Tylee, JJ, and Tammy today. It's not what I want for her, but it's also fair.
Yeah,
What
Glamour
were your
Girl said,
thoughts
do they
when
think she
Lori
deserves it
gave her
though?
statement? It's the first time, I mean, you've talked with her occasionally over the past few years, from what I understand, but first time the public has really heard from her. And what were your thoughts as she
My
spoke
thoughts were
about
sit the hell down.
her I guess, version of events, or her what she believes?
I've known she's been in this delusion for a while. It took me a long time to accept that and
It's a
It's
delusion
known
now.
that she's been in this delusion for a long time.
As if that, I think
She was in the delusion too. I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
feel like when she says things like that, when I hear that Lori is delusional, it almost feels like they're taking
a cop out.
It's like they're taking some culpability away from Lori, as
Yes.
if she wasn't deluded, she would have made different choices. And I'll say this: do I think that Lori has mental health issues? Yes, I do. But there's a difference between having a mental health issue and being like legally insane. And I
Right.
don't think that Lori fits the legally insane in any way, shape, or form. I think
Right.
that the fact that she lied and she hid it, that is consciousness of guilt. If you
More.
don't think you did anything wrong, you don't hide what you did. Do you know what I
You
mean?
do. You scream it from the damn rooftops.
Right.
Right.
And she did everything but that. And not
Exactly.
only did she lie herself, she asked and recruited other people to lie for her.
Those are called flying monkeys.
Yes.
They do the bidding for the narcissist.
Yes. Correct. And I
And so
just
Summer is one of those people, in my opinion. This again doesn't reflect on JennLu. This is me, a fellow family member. Just sharing how I feel about this one other family member. She sucks because if anybody didn't know, and again, I can't go right to the document right now. You saw how long it took me to find this damn interview. But when they basically around the time they were planning to murder my uncle, Summer said, "Do you want me to go, or I'll go and shoot him myself?" Talking about my uncle, right? Put a pin in that. So, all right, let me mute myself. I'm very slow.
understand what was going on. I knew
Yeah,
something
you
was off
did.
from the beginning, but I didn't know what. And I
You were
had
right
never
there at the
seen
front of
anybody
people
with a
conferences.
delusional
So did I think I muted myself?
disorder
For
before.
support.
I didn't know how to process that or what it looked like. So now that I've had more experience with it, that's
No.
about typical of most conversations. It's about her faith and
Your
you'll
faith?
see one day
Shared faith, shared delusion.
there's never any acknowledgement of what actually happened, so you can't ever really get any answers. So
And she's right, and I'm sorry.
Look,
but I'm not sorry. I start stuttering whenever I get a little excited. So
it feels like with Summer, though, a lot of it, because this is not the first interview that I've seen of her. This is
Right.
I saw the other ones,
Right.
but it feels like I have watched on ID. There used to be a show, and it started with BTK's daughter. And what they would do is they would talk to them individually, the victims, family members, and then the perpetrator's family. And it was her. Was it her? No, that's not true. It was the smiley face, the guy that oh gosh, I can't think of his name, but it was his daughter, excuse me. That's the first episode. And then they would bring the two of them together. And one thing that I noticed that's different about Lori's family versus every other family that I've ever seen, she doesn't sound angry at her sister.
No. No, and I gotta admit, sometimes I'm not. It's like I'm able to separate the two. It's weird. I don't hate her. I don't hate anybody. I thought if I could, it would be the husband that parental alienation, kept me away from my
Yeah.
son for 6 years. I don't even hate him. Like it just takes up too much rent.
I don't expect
space.
Summer to hate.
Right.
I'm glad that you don't hate. I don't expect Summer to hate, but you know what? Anger and frustration doesn't come. It's like it seems like to me when I hear her family speaks, not all of them, but the vast majority, they're sort of critical, right? But they only are critical up until a point. They stop short. And then they almost try to like explain it away, or, Lori's just delusional like that. And it's weird. It's odd to me. I don't know I don't know how to explain it good.
Yeah, I get it though. Maria P, I'm so glad to see you here. I've missed you. Good to see you here. Okay, let me go back to that the winder. You can't get any answers from these people because they don't. I know she's talking about Lori, but I'm talking about the whole damn Cox family. You can't get any straight answers out of them because and then let's just add on top of that, you can't get any straight answers out of any of them. Zalima, Melanie, Audrey, David, y'all know the damn delusion too, in my opinion.
So it leads to just kind of frustrating situations.
So
So
frustrating.
what you have, so sorry to cut you off. What
I
you
need to
heard
go get my
and
own Tylee and JJ shirt.
What was so alarming to so many of what is she talking about? You're used to. This is the Lori you've known. Is that
And
what you're
your
saying?
scripture.
No, not the Lori I've known. No, she was not like this before. This didn't start. I think her delusional disorder probably, if we've kind of backtracked it back to maybe late 2017, that maybe that started.
Okay, since
maybe early 2018.
It wasn't whenever her
whenever she was born.
placenta or her I'm just saying in 2002 when she had outer body, her near-death experience. stutter. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were about to.
You hear her. I am 2017. She said 2017. That was long before all the crimes actually happened.
Why did they silence my uncle? Why?
Yes.
Right? I mean,
Why didn't they?
Part of that.
Why didn't they? I know it's difficult to go against family, right? And it's really kind of the antithesis of everything you're taught as a kid. You're supposed to take up for your family. But there are times when you have to step in and help your family. And at that point, if they would have corroborated the things that your uncle was saying about Lori, I feel like maybe there would have been a different outcome, but they didn't.
Right. They enabled, they emboldened, they empowered her to continue just to, wreak havoc,
Right.
They set up a plan. They were going to do interference do I run interference? Janice, it's just really weird and wrong.
And
so
listen,
they get to come out and say things now. They don't get to jump on a soapbox and pass it on and make excuses. They're apologists.
Right. Like they could, okay. I know the laws about making people get mental health help are different in each state. Right.
Right.
So their hands are, but if they would have tried, then I would be feeling something a little bit different. I'd be like, look, they tried, they exhausted every resource available to them. They tried and they couldn't get her in, they couldn't. But her husband, who the only other people that know you better than your husband is your family. And I'm talking about the family that you grew up with, your siblings and your mom and your dad, right?
Melanie Pulowski,
Exactly.
Right there.
Regardless, the right thing to do would have been on it.
For the
this
kids.
Is not right. This is not that they're arguing over a piece of furniture in the divorce. Like Lori wants the couch and Charles wants the couch, and the family's saying, "My name's Paul. That's between y'all." This is something way more serious, and they, that's the time that you step in, because it's the right thing. It's a hard thing to do, to go against your sibling, but it's the right thing to do. If it were my sister,
or integrity,
I would do it. I would be like, listen, sister,
Mm-hmm.
you got to get help.
You're off the
and
rails.
And I will be right here, and I will pick up the slack. I have nephews. I will pick up the slack. I will do whatever it takes, but we got to get you in and get you right, ma'am.
But then this goes into the whole Adam debate, you know, where Adam says that, you know, Uncle Charles flew him in, but that's really all he did. I mean, I don't see where he did anything bigger than that, you know.
They all knew about.
Very evasive. And so I get it. No matter what side of the family you're on in this, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
That does make her a victim. But she was appointed as Tylee's representative, and she didn't represent her here. She didn't represent her in court when it wasn't about Summer. It wasn't about Lori. It was about Tylee. And that is clear to see in this interview right here. It's nuts. Her near-death experience. It wasn't since 2002. Exactly.
That it started.
Because 2018, this one right here, and Summy and Mummy and Melanie's, and Melanie Gibb, they all trekked over there to St. George, Utah,
and
to that damn conference because, I went to be an advocate, you know, and be a support for so-and-so. Barry went too, allegedly. That's what I'd heard a long time ago. And you met Chad.
But she wasn't talking like this then. There were some religious things.
That's because she didn't have her second anointing until November. Oh, I got the say the 6th. I got the date wrong on that. It was the 18th. Anyway, 18th. I don't trust anything that comes from that church. I don't. So their records say that they did go to the temple, but it was November 4th. It was that Friday. Okay. They deem you a king, a queen, a priest, a priestess, and a god, and a goddess. And boom. And then you are then inducted into the Church of the Firstborn per the LDS Church. That's how you, that's anointed. They anoint, they anoint and appoint. Calling an election made sure. Wow. Second anointing, you get your second endowment. That's how they practice polygamy, allegedly, in my opinion, secretly. When they said they denounced in 1890, and they had that manifesto thingy, and she's lying or she's bullshitting.
But she was cherry picking what she shared with each member of the family.
Speaking of cherry picking, so do you. Projection, bruh. It's nothing but project. Everything that Summer's saying is what she's doing.
So it's so weird,
isn't it? It's shared delusional disorder.
Okay, this is the thing. Even if she was, okay, let's just for 1 minute and 26 seconds give Summer the benefit of the doubt here, okay, and say that she's telling 100% the truth when she says that that Lori was cherry picking what she was telling each of the family. We've all heard Lori speak, so it doesn't even matter that she was cherry picking what she would say, because you know that whatever the hell she was cherry picking to say was thrown the fuck off. Okay. Yeah. So how is it that you were getting bits and pieces, each member of the family, of a throwed off story, and you don't come together and be like, look, have you talked to as I can tell you how it would be in my family. Have you talked to your sister lately? What has she, and I would be like, well, yeah. And my mom would be like, what'd she say to you? You know? And that's how it would start. And so that's what I don't understand about that, because listen, I don't even care if you're getting a piece of a throwed off story. It's still throwed off.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
You know, why was there no, like, it just does not, check the back chat, Crush. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't.
Yeah, check it.
Oh, okay.
But like,
several people in chat want you to play Thomas Hope closing for roasting.
For Pete's sake, out here trying to be right, trying to be. He sounds like he's trying to give like some kind of throwed off
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, Princess Leia to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Help us, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. Like, come on, bro. Let me tell you when hope sailed for the people that you're all worried about, you know, society and whatnot.
Right.
The day that hope left the building was the day that JJ and Tylee were recovered in Chad Daybell's pet cemetery.
Amen.
Get bent, sir.
Yeah. Good day, sir.
That's when the hope left. Okay. You cannot bring hope back by giving Lori a chance at parole, because let me tell you what that does to the family. Okay. They're going to leave that day thinking, well, shit, we've got 25 years, and in 25 years, I'm going to have to do this all over again to keep her from getting out. So there is no closure. You're still putting them through it. They were sentenced to, they got a life sentence, and so should Lori. The end.
Right. That's true. I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand
watched,
that he's got a job, but damn, dude,
he does.
for real, you know, like,
right.
for real.
Exactly. You don't know Lori. Nobody really
She
knows
didn't even
Lori.
like you, obviously.
You don't even really know Lori. You guys have been fighting and fussing this whole time. Stop playing with us, sir. We've seen
Not
it.
even right with you. Sorry, looking for that video.
That you don't like her and she don't like you. You both had jobs to do. I get it. I'm not shaming you for doing your job. What I am saying is that speech was terrible. Don't ever do that again. I don't know who encouraged that. Did you not practice the night before? Was there nobody in your home that you could go to and practice that speech and they could give you some constructive criticism? I'm telling you right now, I would even give you a compliment sandwich. I would tell you one thing you did good, followed by something you can improve on, and then close with something you did good on. And I'll tell you right now, the hope part of it, you should have never, that was just not a good idea.
Right.
Not a good idea.
Amen. Oh, let me try to turn it up. Oh, yeah.
Somebody should have intervened.
We need an intervener.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. Try this again.
On KCR 20, is the sentencing recommendations for everyone ready to. Some 20 years ago, I was sworn into the bar and took a sacred oath to uphold the Constitution. And part of upholding.
Oh, I just want to point out, Lindsay Blake does not break contact, but one time, once Lori speaks. When Lori speaks, I was like, holy shit. What? I would love to have been a fly on the wall. You know, I wouldn't want to be in that hot audience. That's why I was here.
No.
But especially, you know, not being able to talk. I mean, what's the point? I can go stare at the back of her head any other time, you know, like.
Right. Can I also just say that there are a few times during Lori's exit interview that Judge Boyce makes, I mean, his face just says WTF. I've never, like, you know, if there's ever a face that encapsulates what WTF really means, like he felt the WTF all the way in his soul. You know what I'm saying? When she spoke, and then he starts randomly writing stuff, which I would love to know what he was writing.
Me too.
A grocery list.
It looked like it was a big, you know, like a big piece of paper too. And I was just like, good Lord, how long is this? He's literally writing her sentence.
Right. Crazy AF. Not getting he was probably writing LWOP in big block letters. You know, and then tracing it over. Shadowing and highlighting.
Oh yeah, throw her some shade. She definitely needs some shade on the LWOP. Oh my God.
Constitution is making sure that the state meets their burden on criminal cases. They're required to prove beyond a reasonable doubt every aspect of the case. And I used to be a prosecutor back in the day, 20 years ago.
Did you?
And I used to be a prosecutor.
Yes.
Every aspect
Sir,
of the case.
this is not the time for this part of the speech. The judge, you're like explaining your job to the judge. It's not the time for that. Right. This was my job. This is what I had to do, as if the judge is unaware of what your job duties entail. Like that, that's the stuff that you tell a jury. That's for an opening statement. Like
So Thomas
basically,
gets up and he talks about himself. It's just
right?
like everybody
It's
just
so
talks about
weird.
themselves.
And
It
the
is.
thing of it is, why don't you just say what you really mean? I ain't want to be
Right.
here, but it's my job.
Bitch.
We ain't
Yeah.
friends. This is my job.
Right.
You
Oh
know
my
what I
God.
mean? You could have shaved like 15 minutes off of that nonsensical speech right there, just saying, look, I didn't choose this client. I didn't want this client. Hell, 87% of the time, me and this client don't even get along. I was doing my job, and then go on to speak instead of this baloney. This was just ridiculous. And it just
was.
irks me the whole way through. Like I've rolled
It's
my
that
eyes so
whole
hard, I think I saw my cat's brain.
it's insult to injury. That's what it insult to injury. Here you
Mhm.
go. It's just I don't understand. And so we got to work on that, America. We're
Mhm.
gonna work on it.
Used to be a prosecutor
big
back
time.
in the day, 20 years ago.
7 years ago.
I understand the burden and I understand the weight that they carry. I enjoyed the job, but it was a
Make
bit
her
of a
ass sit up.
commute. And
Sit
after
up.
a couple of years, I found a job that was closer to home, gave me a little more
Goody gumdrop.
Are you right? Are you telling us
be
your
with my
book?
family. And so
Are you about to
took
write
the
a
job,
book?
but
We
I
don't want
was,
to know any
it's
of
going to be
this
a
part,
job
and
as
neither
a,
does the judge.
as
The
a
judge
public
don't give a
defender.
rat's fat kneecap about this part.
And it was,
No, he does not.
it was hard. I was
He's like,
You
torn,
act like this judge has never
uh,
met you before. These people all
because
know each
people
other.
would
Stop
come to me and they
playing.
would
I
say,
know. I saw him in another case. It was John Thomas. They
Yeah,
didn't really
they
show
all know
the
each other. This is what he's a part of the public defender's office. They know each
good
other.
old boy
They
club.
run. They run. I mean, look, this is their workplace. The courtroom is their workplace.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
That's
is what
where
it
they
is. They all
perform.
know each other. Exactly. They all know each other. It's not that big of a deal. But what I'm saying is, like, you're not at a cocktail party, sir. We're not in the
Right.
getting to know you phase of the date. Okay. That ship
Yeah.
has sailed. We're at the end of everything. We're not trying to get to know you. And you're
I
not
just
speaking
didn't
to
think
a
they could
jury.
object. I didn't think they could object in this part, but they did. I've learned so many things through this
They
adjudication
can
process.
always object. They can
I
always
object.
object through every single phase of everything. And I object to your objection. How you like that?
Right. Yeah, it's a non-issue.
say,
God.
how can you do that? How can you represent
We don't know.
people that are charged with such horrible and terrible things?
Not people that are guilty, people that are charged.
And so I went to my wife,
She rules the roost.
one of my best and greatest counselors.
He's making up for something.
You slept on the
And
couch
I
last
said,
night, didn't you?
what do you think of
Yes,
all this?
that's why he's sweating his ass
And
off
she
today.
told me,
Bad guy in a little coat.
John, I don't think Jesus Christ was a prosecutor.
Jesus
He is our greatest
Can y'all
advocate.
just leave Jesus alone, please?
And I,
For Christ's sake.
beside Lori
Jesus is
Vallow,
busy doing other things.
and
He's
I hope and
He didn't
pray
run
for
her
words
off.
that he would have me say.
How do you know what Jesus would have you say?
And so I've
Yeah.
reflected upon this day and this hour.
It's weird how they all just know.
I feel like if Jesus
long
was
time.
attending this trial at all, he'd be shaking his head the whole time. That's just me, though.
I'm with
I'm
you.
always a little leery of people that feel very comfortable speaking for
and
Jesus.
Right.
They know what he's
the
thinking, what he would
that I
say,
think I
how
need
he's
to
feeling, all those things. That
tell the
makes me
court
very
and the
uncomfortable.
recommendation
It's
that
all
I need
about
to give to the
conflict.
court
They all want to be
regarding Ms. Vallow is a
Daybell.
message of peace
Daybell.
and love.
Can you pause it
joy.
right there? Because I forgot about this part.
Go ahead.
Let me address you, Mr. Thomas. Wasn't it you and your partner over there to the right of you, I guess it would be, or the left, whatever,
Left of him,
next to you, where your client is sitting in the middle? You know what I'm saying? Wasn't it you and your partner over there that filed a motion asking the court to address Lori by her married last name, which was Daybell, is Daybell? That's how you wanted her to be addressed, did you, or did you not file that motion? You did, because I read it on Saturday, because I posted her marriage certificate on my community wall, because I was very confused about why that motion even needed to be filed. But you were adamant that your client be referred to as Lori Daybell, Mrs. Daybell, in fact. And here you are calling her Vallow. Why are you taking a subtle jab at your client, sir?
Wow. Yeah, there's so many things. There's so many things. And we're going to keep on because it gets better. You all know that. Hope. Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Love and joy and hope.
Love, joy, and hope.
First of all, peace. There are so many victims in this case.
Oh my gosh.
So
Hallmark
many
called.
lives have been touched
They want their love, joy,
in a
and peace
negative
back.
way. There is devastation and destruction
Yes, Rombo.
surrounding this case. 3 deaths. And my heart
No,
aches.
no,
Truly
not 3
does.
deaths.
As does
3
the rest of my-
murders. You need to get
Yeah.
it right. 3 murders.
there's more.
Your client over there was not convicted of 3 deaths. She was convicted of 3 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Get it right. Remember, you swore an oath.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
She
You
said.
swore a sacred oath. Remember, you just said that like 2 seconds ago. Do you even hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? And by the way, speaking of words coming out of your mouth, I know that while you were sitting there waiting to say your speech, all kinds of thoughts were running through your head. And I can't even believe that these are the ones that you deemed to let escape your mouth.
Right. That's just like we were all born. We were the fastest sperm, right? We won.
Yeah. This
But
was the
that's
sperm
what
that won.
shows. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Totally.
That should be merch for you, Crusha. You should put that up on your web. You should put that up in your store for
Oh my
everybody to
God.
buy a T-shirt that has the right across the front of it. This is the sperm that won.
This is the sperm that won. Damn. Hey, I look, and so pardon me, but I'm about to say something really offensive. I've said
Okay.
it before. But, the best part about her ran down her mama's leg, him too. Best part about him ran down their mama's leg. It
Yikes
is
on
crazy.
bikes.
Reality sucks. It really does. And I love when her ass gets just handed to her. I love when this judge, I'm not going to say, oh my God, he's the hero or he's great or anything. He did his job. I'm not going to be like, thank you for doing your job. I mean, it's got to be a tough
Right.
job. But he chose that job, and so he
Right.
did his job. They're doing their job.
It's kind of
So
like when they get up there and they cross-examine
thank you for being a mother.
Right. They cross-examine the state's witness, right? Or they cross-examine an expert witness, right? And the first thing out of their mouth is, how much are you getting paid? Well, everybody in that courtroom is getting paid. The judge is getting paid. You're getting paid. The jurors get paid. The court reporter gets paid. Everybody's making money. Sit down and be quiet with that question. That means means nothing. It
It's
means
just like
nothing. These
when-
people don't
when Lori-
put their. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
When Lori
When
gets
people
up
what?
and says that she was holding back Tylee's hair and everything, I'm like, that was your fucking job.
That's
as
your
a
child.
mother.
Of course, that's what you don't get a pat on the back because you did what you were supposed to do. That's not how
Until you
doing the
don't.
right thing works. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. You don't do the right thing because you're expecting accolades and praise. You know how many times I held my own children's hair? How many times I've been vomited on? Hell, my boys, when they were newborns, I couldn't get that diaper fast enough. And you'd think I'd have it down by the second one. But no, I didn't. Because there would be a time that I would get a surprise. You know how many times I've been peed on by those boys? So
Yeah.
many times. You know how many butts I've wiped, for Pete's sake? I mean, come on. That's part of the job. And let me just say this too, to anybody who's a new mom. When your kids grow up and they get grown, don't think that throwing that in their face isn't going to work either. I've tried to say that to my kids a couple of times. Hey, come on. I'm just asking you to get me a drink. I've wiped your butt. It doesn't work. So just save
Right.
yourself the time. You're just going to get, it's just heartache. Don't
You
even
just
use that one.
Well, praise for something you're just supposed to do because that's what you did when you opened your legs and you conceived that child.
Correct.
Or adopted that child. It's no ma'am. And then she turned it into
My
her.
team, Jim and Brandon and
Shut
all
up.
of our experts. We ache with the victims in this case.
No, you don't. Who?
There's a lot
What
of
victim?
hurt
Name their names.
surrounding this case, and not just the direct victims. As the court is well aware,
This is my favorite.
there are cousins and uncles and aunts and
Yeah, what?
and
Grandparents?
people just in the general.
Oh, you mean the ones you tried to keep from speaking at
How the
this?
general public qualifies. The general
Oh,
public.
now.
They are even
Now
victims.
you care. Now you care about these people. Okay, I see you, Mr.
Self-serving.
Thomas.
Right?
I see you.
Fat boy.
touched by
I can say that because I'm fat.
this case. And that hurt
And because I don't like it.
can sometimes be manifest
It's the
as,
passive aggressiveness and it helps me.
and I think that Lori Daybell is probably the most hated woman in America right now.
I think you're
we
giving
have
her
to
way
agree.
too much credit.
Oh God. Right? Right. All I'm saying is Casey
She's
Anthony's
not
still
that
walking.
yeah, like for reals. Come on.
Yeah. She's a piece of shit.
And maybe in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know about
But
all
that
that.
hate will never bring closure to the victims.
No closure. We shut them up. That's how we gave them closure. We shut them up. We shut them
Right.
down.
They're not allowed to get anything off of their chest. We silenced them.
We had to
the
strike
one
things off
time
their victim statement, you know.
exactly. The one time that it's about the victims, because let's be honest, a trial is about the defendant because it's the state's burden to prove that that defendant is guilty or defendants, right? So it's all about the defendant in the trial. This is the one time.
Yep.
Exactly. This is the one time when it's about the victim and the victim's families. This is how the general public and the court gets to know the victims as people, as human beings, because Tylee, JJ, and Tammy and Charles are all people.
Yep.
They, and it just makes me so mad that he even had the unmitigated gall. Like, I get that you're advocating for your client. And I'm not going to get it, but you also can advise your client, right? And be like, Lori, girl, if she were my client, I would have told her this is a bad idea and I don't want to do it.
And you don't have to. Nobody can make you do anything.
You can make me, Lori.
Right.
I already know you're not going to pick me for the 144,000. So
right.
I ain't filing shit for you neither. You should let these people speak. That's what I would have told her. I would have told her, let them speak. They need to speak.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, hush up, Siri. Nobody's talking to you.
Like what?
Siri decided she wanted to interject.
See, I have Joseph. Joseph is always included. Yeah. It's all of them. Yeah. Because I mean, again, we can't.
You're right.
I have no way of knowing of whether there was foul play in his death. I highly suspect that there was, but that's why it's 5. They're all 5. And so, somebody said, and Joe. So, I mean, definitely. She murdered his spirit. If she did not actually physically murder him or conspire to have him murdered,
right.
That's how I feel. And it's just sick. This woman is vile. I hate that my uncle is married to her and that my nephew was adopted and that was his mother, I mean, leave him with my brother and JJ's mom, they were drug addicts, but damn, I think he would still be alive. Just saying. If the woulda, shoulda, coulda. I try not to play that that too much.
I know.
Hindsight, you can't can't change anything, but you can change so that these things don't happen again.
Right, exactly. You can't go back and fix the past, but you can
help
work hard to prevent it happening in the future, which is why part of me likes to cover true crime, because I'm always looking for, is there a way that we can prevent this from ever happening to another family again?
Right.
Are there ways,
to protect the victims even after death? Because that's that's all that's left of them. They've been exploited. They have been turned out, and at first it's because they're missing, but then there's a point in time when they're found in the backyard or found in a suitcase,
right.
Again, like they're found. Thank God they're found. I can't imagine, like I'm getting chills right now because I cannot imagine those babies not have been found and just still looking. I feel for those people whose family members are missing.
And they never are found.
Right.
Yeah, that one's hard too. It's terrible.
That's a whole nother level of torture. So I don't know. Just I think they need to be treated with dignity and respect, even after their bodies are found. And I mean, we still haven't buried the kids, Chad Daybell's the only one that has that privilege so far.
I don't understand that either, but I want to talk to you about that offline. I meant to talk to you about that last night, but we got to, let me just tell you guys, Crusha and I had the best freaking conversation last night. Just the absolute best conversation.
Yeah.
This chick right here, she's a special one, I've got to say. And I only like about 10 people. Okay, Crusha. So.
Yeah, I feel
we
you,
did
you know?
have such a good conversation last night. It was really good.
Yeah, it was. I love that, just talking to somebody that, like I've watched her videos, and Alex Erickson and other, I don't know all their names. It's hard to cram everything in this head. Just the Mormon stuff I've consumed, and, oh, it's just Robbie says agreed. I only like around 10 people and Chris is one of them. I'm like, sorry, and you're welcome. Thank you. Like
it's hard to. I think it's because of YouTube. YouTube is messed up. Like you see some really crazy, weird stuff. Yeah, and so when you find like good people, you want everybody to know, hey, listen, I found a good one. You know what I mean? Come over here. We found a good one.
Yay.
Because it gets toxic. It gets a lot.
People outgrow and they forget where they came from. Also, that happens a lot. The ego takes center and then they run with it. And then, it's just a matter of time. You just let karma do its thing.
Yeah.
And, I'm like you. The universe takes care of these things, So not in the time that we want them to, maybe. But when it does happen, we just pop the popcorn and we sit back and we're just like, well, there you go. It handled itself,
Exactly.
Hate will never bring about the healing to those who
hate will
are
never
hurt
bring
by
back.
this case.
I don't know.
And hate will never bring about peace. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Well, thank God you didn't say it.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
What are you, the fortune cookie of the Idaho bar here? Is that what you are? Like, do you have a side hustle where you just write out fortunes for fortune cookies? Is that your side hustle? Obviously, you cannot combat hate with hate. You have only love can win over hate. Only light can win over darkness. I mean,
I just find it
even if you're not religious, those are the basic elements of every great comic book. All the Marvel, all the DC, it's all about that, right? But this is not rocket surgery, sir. I don't even understand the point of this long ramble. I feel like that professor from Happy Gilmore,
we're now dumber.
Billy Madison, yes. We are now dumber people for having listened to this gibberish.
Yes. It played in my mind too when all that, because I mean, this was live. Thank you.
I was with you that day.
I know.
You're welcome.
And look, Maria P says Mofo needs to shut up and crawl back to his office. He can use Lori's knee pads too.
Right. You ain't convincing anybody. Okay.
Right.
At all.
Oh my God, these people, they're just a different breed over here, Nothing against, I love Idahoans, but some of these potatoes are rotten.
Right. That's like every other,
the hurt and the pain and the loss. And I've heard from a number of people today who've talked.
You probably would have heard more if you didn't try to silence 90% of them.
Never being able to reach his milestones or his 21st birthday, or we wouldn't know what Tylee was going to be when she grew up.
No, you're right.
We'll never see her playing in the front yard with her children.
Right. Your client snuffed out their potential.
Yes. She dimmed
and robbed the world of their potential. We have no idea what JJ and Tylee were going to bring to the world.
Ever.
Make of themselves as they grow up.
And we don't know what influence Tammy Daybell would have had on her grandchildren that would inspire what mark they're going to leave on this world.
Exactly.
Right? You snuffed that out too, Lori, selfish cow.
Lower whore.
That healing will only come about.
The fact that he chose the word light.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Of all things. This is exactly why we're here. because
Right.
these two
Asshole.
numbskulls thought that they could judge the light and the dark in people, when if they would have just looked inwardly, they would have realized they have the darkest souls of them all.
Right.
And Melanie's and David and Zulema and all the rest of your funky bunch, y'all aren't exempt from this. Y'all may not have black souls, but y'all got some charcoal gray souls. They're pretty dark too, because you stood idly by.
Yep. Still to
And
this
you're
day.
still doing it. Conveniently, I don't remember what that. Shucks.
Right.
You
Was
know
it
what? You remember. Stop playing with these people.
know.
Everybody doesn't have a singular lapse in memory around the exact same event. That's ridiculous. That's not even how it works.
Pretty convenient. Pretty damn convenient.
Right.
Jason now too. You know, he just. I'm serious. I've been running across some things. You know, where he was in Billings, Montana, allegedly. I'm saying hard allegedly on that.
Okay.
Because it's always bothered me. He's always bothered me. And then when he went in, he had that persecution complex when he went in to be questioned by the Rexburg Police Department right there in Arizona. And he goes in like he is being persecuted, which is what you see in every single one of these people. And there he was, allegedly, in Billings, Montana, which is 320 miles away from Rexburg, Idaho. And I did the map. I did the mappy thing, and I've read the flyers, and I keep finding more and more inconsistencies every time I do read the flyers, and they're real basic. And these people love to talk about what they do. They love to beef themselves up. Not beef. You know, everything is always extra. It's so extra. And so when I read the speakers that were there, there's a magician. His name is Richard K. Young, not Roger K. Young. This one's name is Richard, and he is from Canada. And it's weird because on his, biography or about me, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And his says, it says that, I'm going to try. Now I'm like trying to find it. But it's basically like hold on, this might be it. Let me see. That way I can just read it verbatim. Yeah, it's got to be in here. So I'm scanning through this real quick. And then, okay. Oh, this is where this video is. The things I find that I never publish, and I'm like, oh yeah, you got to go back and do that. Because like I sleep since then, and then
then you'll forget about it, and you're off to something else. Oh yeah,
something else comes up, and then it leads me away. But it's basically like it says that he's been a magician. He's a magician. I don't have it in front of me, but he's a magician, and he's doing his 333rd magic show at this singles ward presentation where Jason Mao is speaking at too. And all the other speakers, usually like on every other Preparing a People flyer, every Firm Foundation, Firm Expo flyer, they're elaborate. Okay. But this one is just
wait a
like,
minute.
we're going to do
Milk
this.
Truck up.
Yeah.
They have a magician perform at like what, a singles conference deal? These are for the single people.
I think it was at the sacrificing ceremony, 320 miles west of Billings, Montana. If I had to, this is just me, and this is my theory, and this is where I feel Jason Mao was very much so there. He's been involved, in their sealing, where they did it, not in the sealing room, according to Melanie Gibb.
Right.
Not in there. At least we moved it into the temple, like we all suspected, and all got told no by all, the active Mormons who feel compelled to defend their church, or you know what I mean. They elevate that above the lives of my family, yet they follow the case. So that drives me insane. And not bringing hate or shade, I feel sorry for them. I really do, and I just think it's shitty because. Here are these babies. They were children, and they brought the babies to slaughter. Like the lamb, and they're okay with this, and I'm not okay with that.
Right.
at
I
all.
don't blame you. You know what I want to know? I would like
What?
to know the exact, and not like if I could make somebody speak the truth, I would want to know from Melanie Gibb the exact circumstances under which she changed her mind and decided to then quote unquote work
Yeah. What was it?
with law enforcement. I want to know the exact sequence of events. How did it come to be that initially you were that you lied
Mm-hmm.
and
Then
covered,
yeah.
and
When
then
did you
you
get your
changed your
conscience?
mind? Right. What was it exactly that changed your mind? Because at one point I did think that it was David that changed her mind, that that she went to him and said, listen, this is what Lori asked me to do. And yes, I lied. And then he was like, you can't be, but then I heard him
Right.
testify. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, that's not what it was. Something else. I want to know what
Bullshit.
exactly it was that caused her to grow a conscience
It was her mighty change of
at
heart.
that point. I
Her
just,
mighty
yeah,
change
I
of
don't,
mind.
I just can't, I
Um,
feel like I can't, that's where a lot of my frustration with her is. What is it, Melanie? Because you knew from the beginning that Lori was lying. She lied to you, and you knew that it was a lie, and you went
I
along
think
with it. And
I really think they were
it'd be
right there
different.
ceremonying away.
I mean, yeah, but I think that and then you want the world to believe, because listen, if you had just stuck to testifying in court, I wouldn't say that you want the world to believe, because you were subpoenaed, you have to testify, but you went on and did multiple interviews. So don't play with me, Melanie. But I would like to know why you want what makes you think why the world should believe you, that all of a
Maria,
sudden out of nowhere you had been lied to 50, 1,100 times. If you were lied to once by Lori, things you knew were lies.
yeah.
You knew that when
Mar-
she told you that she sent JJ to Kay, and that she told Kay she had cancer, you knew that was a lie. You knew that if nothing
Yeah.
else, you
First
knew
off,
that she lied to Kay by saying that she had cancer. You
what
knew
kind
she
of
was a liar
person makes
then.
that up? I want to know,
Right.
did Melanie Gibb make that story up, or did Lori make that story up? It's just
Exactly.
like with Dilemma and how she says that I'm either a man of God or I'm not, about Alex. We have to just, take that with a grain of salt, because we don't know. We don't know. We didn't hear them.
How about when she was explaining how they got together in the first damn ass place, Zulema
Yeah, she
and
was lying.
Alex?
Lying. Lies.
She didn't even know when she got married. What? Listen.
Mhm. Right? She said December 1st. We're like, no.
What woman does not know when they got married? Let's be real here. I mean, there are certain stereotypes that exist because they're true, and women do remember dates like that. Those are important dates.
We're good.
We remember when we got married. Especially if they're trying to if the person that we marry is because it's under some bootleg Noah's Ark 2x2 situation, and we were chosen to be part of the 144,000. You bet I would remember that date, and I'm a heathen.
Right.
I would remember that.
Gentile like a mofo. Proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maria
So you're
P.
telling
says
me?
Gibb was
Sorry.
support. Yeah, me too. Melanie Gibb was supportive of Lori until Lori got caught. And then Denicia Rose says Mel G is pretty damn gullible, but I bet it was cops telling her the charges she could be facing, and that changed her mind.
But she could still be facing those charges. She should still be facing those charges, because the fact of the matter is, we will never know. I don't know if Melanie telling the truth would have saved JJ and Tylee. I don't know that. Because I don't have that kind of knowledge.
Her ass now. She could redeem herself.
However,
somewhat.
exactly. However, we can say for certain, at the very least, what she gave Lori and Chad was a head start, which is bad enough. And for that, she should be charged. Period. She should be
Fun
charged.
to Try says, what if Melanie Gibb realized that her children could have been on the chopping block? I don't know.
Well, Melanie BP did realize that her children were on the chopping block.
She put them on the chopping block, but I think we're talking about Gibb.
And it didn't. She put them on the chopping block. No, I know. So I don't think with Melanie Gibb.
Yeah.
No, we don't know. We'll
Right.
never know because she's a lying liar, mouth who
And
tells
we
lies.
don't
But I will
know the
say
rest
this
of
about
those
Melanie. One of the
documents.
things,
You know, those documents.
correct.
Where is that? Where are
Yes.
the pings? I want to know the pings. They were so bold to go into temples, hoeing around with each other, and getting in their own little
Right.
circle, whatever the hell they do in the temple. I'm just saying that's some
Right.
bold people. There's more there, and I've always thought that it's just proven itself more and more as we've gone on.
If Melanie,
I want
if
to be right.
Melanie Gibb ever cared about children, she wouldn't have said the things that she said on that other phone call
Oh, I
about
know.
Tylee. And listen, I'm not one of those people that believes that once, like my mom, I'll give you a prime example. Now, my mom, she had the widowmaker. She had a massive heart attack, and that's how she died. But it was very sudden. Like she just stayed the week before at my house. I had just taken her home on Sunday, and it's been 8 years. She was young, 62 when she died. So, but my mom was human, right? So just because she's no longer with me, like I don't
Yeah.
martyr her. Like she didn't all of a sudden become a saint. My mom I get a lot of my throat offedness right from that woman. Okay.
Right? I know, exactly. They're not perfect people. Nobody
exactly.
is. You know?
But the way that Melanie Gibbs spoke about JJ and Tylee on that phone call was something to behold, and not in a good way. It threw me for a loop. People told me what she said, and so I knew going into it what she was going to say, right? That I knew. It's not like I was blindsided by it, but knowing and hearing the words come out of her mouth, because it's not just about the actual words, although those are bad enough. It was the tone that she used when she spoke about JJ and Tylee. And
oh God,
that to
and her
me,
her body language, they were repulsive to her.
yes,
she was
that
above
to
him.
me says everything that I need to know about the type of person that Melanie Gibb is, and how she felt about JJ and Tylee's lives. That's why I want to know exactly what was it that changed her mind. Because I actually don't think it was the charges that she could be facing. I think something else happened, but I don't know what it is. And I'm not going to throw any weird speculation out there because I can't prove it. And I usually try to avoid that. But I don't think that it was that she was trying to save her own butt. Because if she was truly trying to save her own butt, she would be 100% honest. Instead, she has weird gaps in her memory. Oh, I don't remember that.
I just want to call this. I want to call this one out right here. I like to put these kind of comments up because you girls are giving me a headache. I just
Oh.
like it for everybody to see. So
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry about that.
I know. Sorry, I don't know how to polish it up. It's a turd. You know, you can't polish it. So thank you for sharing, though. Anyways, yeah.
Stay hydrated. It's pretty hot out there. Maybe we're not giving you the headache. Maybe it's so hot you need some water. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm sorry about that though. Hope you feel better.
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna play a little bit more and then we'll go ahead. I went way long.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you
No.
up to
No.
I'm not finished giving headaches. You know, I got lots of headaches to do. Oh, speaking of, I've been having one.
And compassion. And I hope that each person that's touched by this case, whether they're a family member or a friend or just someone who has followed this case from the beginning, I hope they can heal and find some semblance of peace again.
Me too.
Because this world needs peace.
Like you said, maybe we're all just dehydrated.
Which brings me to love. And I think that's how we're going to get back to peace.
Oh, okay.
And Lori, if she could
I don't
speak
know
to
if
each
we
one
were
of
ever
those
there.
people who've been hurt by this case or been affected by this case in a negative way. Her message would be one of love.
Oh, yeah, I'm not even playing after I heard this part again because I somehow detach from my body. Like whenever I'm experiencing it, like playing it live or whatever with y'all, or if I'm there, I don't recall any damn thing. You know, I'm
Right.
observing I'm taking it all in. And so I think that's what happened, because when I went back to watch it later that day, and that's when I started roasting, everything pretty much. And when I heard this part, I was like, oh God, thank you. Please don't say love always wins. I'd have to, because that's something my Uncle Charles said. And
Yes.
love
You
is
have to
the key.
rebrand.
And I'm like, well, you stole the keys to the kingdom, girl. you know,
Ain't
I was
nothing
just
about what
waiting
you
on
did,
that.
Lori, an act of love in any way, shape, or form at
Nowhere.
all.
And
So
it was so
you don't come
short-lived.
from a place of love. So stop playing with these people.
Right?
It's
And
ridiculous.
herself. It's like I need her. She needs to come to the realization of what she's done in order for her to even begin that process.
Right.
She's got to be aware of what she has done, what she has conspired to do, and then some. And
Right.
then come to terms with it herself. And so no.
There
not.
can't be a forgiveness if there's no acknowledgement of what you did.
Exactly.
That's like the first step. You have to say what you did wrong before you can even that's like the first step on the road.
And not because of all the world is telling you that it's wrong.
Right. It has to come from you yourself. Like
Yeah.
you have to know what you did was wrong and feel what
Yeah.
you did was wrong and regret it. You don't have regret. And Lori's about to prove that to us in about 3 seconds when she gets up or when she sits there to speak.
When she kind of sticks her leg straight out. That's about all she
Right.
did.
Worst exit interview ever.
Ever.
Love is the key.
Love is the key, but not from her.
And
She lost it. She lost
Right.
the key.
She had love and she threw it away. She didn't appreciate it.
Lori's a very misunderstood person.
No, I think we all understand Lori.
Right? Oh my God.
It ain't that deep and it ain't that complicated. We see her, Mr. Thomas. We see her.
Yeah, the whole world.
People that know her,
like Rachel, she's like, what?
And I mean really know her, get the chance to know
They're murdered. She murdered them all.
her the way that I did, the way that her family knows her. They would know.
Which family? The family that she didn't murder because they weren't dark enough? I mean, come on. This is ridiculous, Mr. Thomas. This has got to be the worst speech. I mean, I know you didn't have much to work with, but geez, Lou, this is terrible.
About love.
It is. I feel.
Now, Lori and I didn't always
you can
get
see a lot in
along.
his face.
Our team has had tension and frustration.
Why? You was dark?
And a lot of misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
About what?
Really? What's there to misunderstand? Your client is not cooperative. She wasn't cooperative with you, and she's been uncooperative through the whole process. She wouldn't even participate in the damn sentencing stuff that she needed to do. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, go on with that.
That's not coming from a place of love. That's coming from a place of obstinance.
There you go. There you go. Obstacles.
You jackass.
And them and their obstacles. Well, I know that's not the same thing, but anyways.
But overwhelmingly an overarching concept behind Lori and everything that she says to us and everything that she does is
about
love.
her.
So if you get to know Lori,
No.
I'm going to
you find that
pass.
she's-
You need to go
She
to your
doesn't
prison.
seem like my kind of people.
You need to go to Pocatello. That's where her friends are.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't have like really high standards. Like I'm not that, I mean, I know you can't tell because I'm roasting the shit out of her right now, but I'm really not this judgmental of everyday people. But I got to say, Lori ain't my kind of people. She's just not. The friendship door is closed. Lori, we ain't never going to be friends. I don't want to get to know her. Thanks.
She will never recruit us.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not your cult material, Lori.
She's kind.
No.
She's loving. She's
No.
caring.
Oh,
no.
She's very witty. She's
Maybe a little
insightful.
bit.
And she's smart.
Insightful.
Insightful.
She's a visionary woman.
She can't even look inside it herself and admit to her wrongdoings.
So
she can't be that insightful. She's about as deep as a puddle.
And if you talk to people
in Arizona
that knew her prior to
Yes.
2018, prior to this
In the summer.
whole
I hate that he uses I know he uses my mom saying that she was a good person. I'm like,
crazy
well,
event, series of
I like how
events.
Judge Boyce explains it.
Crazy
You'll hear
series
about
of
a wonderful
events.
person
Yeah.
Like she just threw a rager on the weekend when her parents weren't home and the party got out of control. That is a crazy, wild event. Okay. That's not what happened.
And Lemony Snickets. Right?
Right. Oh, yeah. With her series of unfortunate
Yeah,
events.
here, let's redo that.
This whole crazy event.
Look, don't
Shut
tell
up,
me that,
Lemony
kid.
Snicket.
She stabbed her damn eyes. She was shoving that crayon makeup back up her eyelid.
Right.
Oh my God, look at this.
Back to hot Cheeto dust for rouge
Event.
and lipstick for you,
Series of
Lori.
events.
Yeah.
You'll hear about a wonderful person
No,
who is active in her church,
was. She
who
still is.
was
Would
active
be.
in her community, who loved her.
She was very freaking active. I think we can all say that.
Yes.
So active. That girl
Super
was
active.
moving around. I've never seen people travel so much without portals.
Super active. Dare I say carnal even. Isn't that what your pal Melanie Gibb referred to you as? You're very carnal, Lori.
Yeah. Oh, we know you're carnal. That was the weirdest girl fight I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
Just
Yeah.
Melanie, just call her a bitch and say it from your gut. I promise you, you'll feel better.
Yo, I was gonna put core horror in my victim impact statement because that's the only time I've ever seen this hooker react is when Melanie Gibb called her a freaking core horror. What? I gotta have answer. I gotta hear this. You know?
Yes, I've never heard somebody be so offended over a word I've never even heard, but here comes her. How dare you?
I found it on Wiki Fandom.
She gave Melanie the whole the Lucius Malfoy level of indignation. How dare you?
Yeah, I've got to hear this. Your explanation on this.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think you know, Melanie?
Yeah.
You don't even know how to do your hair, and that's why your bangs stick out like they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I gave you a terrible haircut, but still.
Yes. You know me, Mel. You know me.
Come on, Melanie. You know me.
Very active in their lives.
Dab.
You'll hear people who talk about how great she was with their children.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that she deemed my daughter as special. Okay. Straight
Yeah.
up was like, you are special. I haven't gotten much more out of my daughter. I don't sit there and pry. She'll tell me in her time, you know, but Ashlyn, out of Mom, Larry, out of any of us, Ashlyn spent the most time out of our family with them.
Oh,
And
really?
Whenever I heard that, I was just like, I was livid. I mean, that's like a whole nother separate.
Yeah.
Just don't mess with my kid. Don't.
No, yeah, I get you.
Me all the live long day. You done called my mom Rhonda, and we're gonna work on Rhonda really hard next Wednesday. You know, I mean, I was listening to the trial testimony earlier before starting this, and that I was like, wow, my mom is really on their hit list. That, you know, like straight up.
Yeah.
And it bothers me. And so everybody's like, well, Alex is dead. And I'm like, right, great. You know, maybe we should throw a parade. Anyway, since he expected one with Joe Ryan, you know, that's redonkulous straight up. But I was always unaware of what this cult consisted of. And only, you know, through this process and everything did I learn how big the cult actually is. The cult is very, very, very wealthy. The cult has a lot of influence and a lot of psychos who leave Jesus cards in your living room while you're
on
asleep.
bikes.
And yeah, with no temple in your town. Yeah, so they have far reaching. You know, I'm way over here in Southwest Louisiana and I can feel them. So I always wondered, what about the rest of them? And it's how Urkel LeBaron, you know, came from the same source, the same belief system. This Mormonism came from the mainstream church, allegedly, and they he was imprisoned and then died, and there were murders still happening from his hit list. That's what makes me worried. It makes me concerned. It makes me always be hyper vigilant, or, you know, just hyper aware, like what's really going on. And I don't want, like, my mom to become complacent. I don't want to become complacent and get comfortable.
I hate that for you, Prussia. I really do. I mean, it breaks my heart to hear that
you are forever going to have to be feeling like you have to look over your shoulder and always vigilant for your whole family. I
It's
can't.
a shitty feeling. When I
I
was in
hate that for
Idaho,
you.
when I was in Boise, it was bad. It was bad. I'm speaking, Laura. My little bubbles going blip blip blop. You can see
I'm
the little.
sorry that happened. I'm sorry that this was done to your family. I can't, I'm sorry. I
Thank
know
you. I know
that's so
that.
lame, and
Yeah,
I
I know.
know
No,
it
there's
doesn't
nothing
fix
you can do.
anything. Yeah.
Right.
All I can do is be your friend. And if you need to
I
bitch or vent or laugh, whatever, just
That's
hit
what
me
I
up.
like.
That's all I can. That's all I have to offer.
I appreciate that. That's beautiful. You know, and that's what I find here in this community with everybody. Is a lot of people just like you, and I appreciate that. And Maria P says, sue the rest of the cult members. I would, if I could. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'd have to have an attorney that would not be scared to go against such cult, you know?
Yes. Yes.
It would be nice and I mean, back to the smaller cult. Thank you, Dolly Q. I appreciate that. Thank you. The rest, the smaller cult, I just want them to not profit. I mean, if they're not going to face charges, I don't want them writing all these damn books and making all this money on their little circuit.
Right.
Because they're still going. They're still going at it. I mean, you can go look at Latter Day Media YouTube channel right now, and you can see them discussing Visions of Glory. And they're talking about portaling and everything that Visions of Glory has to offer an active Latter-day Saint who's in denial. They're in denial. And so they don't see this as being a problem. It didn't even, because the church never addresses these problems, in my opinion, it just allows them to flourish. They just run with that shit, you know? And so it doesn't shut it down. And so it's okay for them to lie. It's okay for them to be so involved in these murders and never be held accountable. It emboldens them. It's telling them that they're okay. You know, their salvation is, it's sure. And that bothers me. It bothers me bad. Thank you, Shmita. JennLu is an amazing friend. Thank you.
Hi, Shamita. I've known
Yeah, thank you.
Shamita is one of my first friends that I made on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes, on the tubes.
Yep, on the tubes.
Thank you, Dolly.
Shmita is an amazing friend as well.
I've heard you talk about Shmita in that roasting video.
Yes, I'll be loving me some Shmita.
I was like, are they saying that name? What? I don't know what.
It
I
comes
didn't know.
from another interrogation, Stephanie Lazarus.
Oh, God.
She had a friend, and every time that she would talk about like her college days or whatever, she'd be listing off all of her friends in the dorm. But every time she did it, she'd say it just like this. Let's see, there's Shmita, and Shmita was in charge of all the pictures. And so, my Shmita, anytime I would ever be like, hey, do you know blah, 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 and here comes Shmita with a picture or a document or something. So that's why she is Shmita, because she's the ward secretary. She knows she's the vault. She does all the paperwork. And if you have a complaint, she's also the complaint department. So good luck to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm so glad that you came on, and thank you,
too.
Maria
Thanks
P.
for having me.
I really do appreciate it. It just allows me to, it is a lot of anger, and it is built up, and it continuously, I mean, we're still way up here, and I still got to, drain the tub or whatever, so to speak. I got a long way to go.
It's a long way to go. And even after, look, we know what's coming next. So next on the list is Chad, and he's going to have his trial. But before that, Lori will be extradited to Arizona. She's not going to fight extradition. She's going to go. And
she wants to be warm, though. That's the one thing I don't like.
I know.
She does not like the cold. I like her in Idaho because it gets cold there. She got to wear like 20 pairs of her clothes. And
I know.
And So I don't want her going down the freaking. I mean, I do, but I don't. I want it to be really
Well,
cold. Put her in the
I'll tell you
coldest
this:
tent.
it does get cold, and it does get cold in the desert at night.
At night,
That's one thing
yeah.
I like about Arizona is that, like, where you and I are from, because I'm from Texas. We talked about this last night, and even in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it'll be like 100 degrees during the day, but it'll cool down to a nice 92 at night. You know what I mean? Where in Arizona, it can be 110 during the day, but as soon as that sun goes down, it cools off. Like actually cools off.
Right. They
So,
like really we can hypothermia and stuff, I don't know.
but I think
Again, I'm
even though
like you
Lori
with the dry
doesn't want to
skin.
be, yeah, even though Lori doesn't want to be where it's cold, she doesn't want to go to Arizona because they're not going to accommodate her, I don't believe, especially now, the way that Idaho accommodated her.
Oh my God, the white gloves, the kid gloves or whatever they
Mhm.
call them.
Yeah, because I think
Totally.
part of it too was
Even at her
because,
sentencing.
yes, some of it I think that she was handled. I think some of the accommodations were actually came from a good place. Some of it was to
Proper
preserve
management.
her having a fair trial, which and she does have that right. And if we don't respect her rights, then we're like no better than she is. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't get down to her level. But now that that's over with, and I think in Arizona is just going to be a completely horse of a different color completely. And they're not going to be as accommodating to her and her bullshit as
Right.
Idaho was.
Yeah,
You
and it
know,
makes me wonder if, like, because her parents or whatever live in St. George. I think Colby does too. I think Adam. I wonder if they're gonna move back down. They got rid of their cash cow, which was my uncle.
right. I'm
And
curious if they're going to allow cameras in the courtroom in Arizona. I think they will.
right. I hope so. I really hope so. I know that there's quite a few people who have done along, with me. They have checked into the court systems and, we just kind of have a better feeling for it.
Mhm.
It sucks because there's, what do you call that? The times, not stipulations, but
Like time sensitive.
so much time to do this or that. I went blank.
Oh shit, I'm blank too.
You know what
Hell,
I mean.
Russia, I caught your blanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you mean.
Right. Anyway, so I mean, I feel like a lot of those
timely fashion.
What do they call that? Damn it, it's gonna piss me off. It's gonna make me mad. It is making me mad.
Help
Statute
us
of
out in chat, you
limitations.
guys. Statute of limitations. There you go.
Is statute? Right. Thank you. Statute. Yeah.
Yes, statute.
And right, Brad, I agree with you right here. She really got smart. She really got smart ass after they took the death penalty off the table. For that reason, I hope Arizona doesn't. Amen. Because that's when she didn't get up. That's when she sat there and she was like, I'm not scared to die. We'll go.
Right. That's what I couldn't. That was one of my parts of my roast the other night was, okay, you're not scared to die, but but then the death penalty is off the table. Like, it's really easy she's like, she is like Smokey in Friday. I got mind control over Debo. He'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'd be quiet. But when he leaves, I'd be talking again. That's Lori. I'm not scared.
You're right.
Okay.
Bye, Felicia. Bye.
now you're talking with your chest, Lori. Okay. After the death penalties are removed from the table. Shut up. Oh God.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, Lee here says extreme heat and menopause go so well together. Ha ha ha. Keep her in Arizona until her menopause is over. And then Fun to Ski says since Lori is a convict while she was since Lori is a convict while she's in Arizona, will she be oh my God, will she be in prison attire or regular clothing? Right? Makes one wonder.
Okay, so I know the answer to that. So when she appears for all the pretrial stuff, she'll be in her prison attire. When she is actually on trial and in front of the jury, even though she has been convicted, this is a different trial. This is a separate jury, and they never want to prejudice the jury. So Lori will be allowed to wear street clothes. All defendants are afforded that.
Thank you. And now this one, Faye Farr says, if she appeals this sentence, death has to be on the table again. Let her meet Jesus and his rejection. I don't know. Y'all know I don't do the legalese at all. I'm just barely hanging on with the Mormonese.
If she appeals and is successful in getting a new trial, then they could, yes, put the death penalty back on the table.
Huh.
She would have to get a new trial first. But I will tell you this. The way the process works in the United States, because she didn't get the death penalty, her appeals are not automatic, meaning she's going to have to get an appellate attorney unless these guys decide that they are willing to stay on. Some of them are not qualified to do appeals. So she'll have to get an appellate attorney, and that the appellate attorney will have to do all of the things, right? Where if she had the death penalty, she would still need an attorney, but her appeals would be filed automatically for her.
Gotcha.
So, it's a little different that she doesn't have. It's actually sort of, in some respects, better for her not to have had the death penalty, especially if she's not afraid to die, right? You don't want to give her what she wants.
Oh, I do. Just this one. No, I don't know. That's why I'm glad that, like, I don't feel like I'm in charge of that, like it doesn't matter what I think anyways, because what I think doesn't mean that's going to be word. I don't think I'm God.
Care what you think.
I don't have a God complex. I don't have that. So I'm just like, whatever those professionals think it's going to be, if you let her out or him, if you let them out, be sure that they have to stay in your backyard. That's all I'm saying. Keep them over there.
Because I think that
that my mom's life is definitely on the line when it comes to that, because I don't see the updated hit list where it's been removed and not by murder. Not like,
yeah. Lori and Chad are a continued threat. We know for sure Lori, because whether it is a delusion or not, and I think that's a subjective word to use, but unless you're actually like a trained professional and you're diagnosing her, because religion is one of those things. And I remember this listening to the psychologists testify, the state psychologist testify in Leticia Stauch's trial, that religion makes those types of tests very difficult, and diagnosis is very difficult, because
especially Mormonism. Mormonism is its own entity. It is so different from regular Christianity.
But if you take,
even if you call delusion, it can be, and so you can't. It's very hard to differentiate those things, especially if you don't know the Mormon doctrine, the Mormon theology, the culture. If you don't know Mormonism, you might as well go on. It's like I feel like the jurors need to have Mormonism 101 class or something, so that they can see where Lori and Chad's beliefs differ, or whatever. It's all crazy, but
But Lori, I believe, would be. I can't say. I feel that I'm about like 91% sure that Chad would continue to be a threat, a danger to people, but I know for 100% certainty that Lori would be.
Right.
Because she's, it's that speech, her exit speech, her exit interview.
Yeah. She was like, I'm not changing mother effers. I am still just clinging on to.
Correct. I'm not going to say I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. There were
exactly.
No
I'm not going to say I did anything wrong.
Hold on, you're
sorry. I'm not going to show any type of remorse. The tears I cry are for me and me. It's weird to me. I mean, Okay. Is it better now? Sorry, I was moving.
It is delayed.
New threat. There's no accountability. None of that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, hey, girl. Anyways, well, thank y'all so much for being here. For real. And thank you for coming on and entertaining us and enlightening us, I mean,
and I even gave you guys a little cam slip. I'm sure it was a delightful angle because I was looking down. So I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure it was gorgeous. I'm sure I looked lovely.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I think I saw a leash, maybe. I don't know, or a walking stick. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyways, I appreciate you and everybody here and everybody who did, do the super chat thing. And if you would please hit like and share it out and do all the, what do you call it, the YouTubey things, the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, do all the things.
Do all the things, and I appreciate that. And we'll talk to you next time. Justice for Tylee. Sorry. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. And love always wins. You guys are proof of that.